Hello and welcome to ZeldaSpeedRuns. Today we have another match of the Ocarina of Time Randomizer Season 4 tournament. We are in loser bracket round 2 and the matchup is SeYsEy versus KayzoBro. Commentators for this match are Jason Alani and Yoshikyon. Say hello.
Hello. Ooh, very interesting matchup this one. Two very different play styles, I think. So, should be an interesting one. And of course, losers bracket. So, no more bailouts, no more strikes.
No,
Lose this one and they're done.
it would be the end. But it's sure to be exciting.
Mm-hmm. Looks like they've got Epona's as the starting song and a light medallion start. Which, I guess it's a medallion. That's always a good start. Enough. Epona's is, I don't know, something of a meme, I think, at this point in Season 4 with the just go to GTG. Like, what's the problem? Just cross over Gerudo Valley. Let's go that way immediately. No items. But, otherwise, you know, kind of an okay song. Not great, not bad. Like,
Yeah, I mean, it also depends on, age. So if you start as child versus starting as adult, gives you virtually no benefit if you start as a child, except for maybe playing it for the frogs to get an easy $50. I mean,
and it looks like child start.
yeah. So they won't get much use out of it right at the beginning, but we are good to go. Starting in Koron City and immediately blocked by a boulder.
That's a pretty good spawn, though.
First hint, 40 skulls is dead.
That's a pretty good start. Just being able to go straight to Mido's house, straight to the song. That is pretty nice to have right there.
And an early boomerang.
First check, boomerang. Cool. Second check, scale. I guess we're doing Jabu.
Jack, you're not. Where's the Ruto's letter? Come on, give it to us.
So close. Wait.
I mean, the boomerang will help with collecting skulls as a child if skulls in any way are needed. But we do see Kayzo went straight for Kokiri Forest, while SeYsEy is going straight for the song at SFM. Sacred Forest Meadow, rather.
Right. I imagine they'll cross paths soon enough anyway. Like, there's no way you can skip
100%.
Mido's house this early. I think the big thing here is, like, if it's a warp song, it's better for Kayzo, and if it's not, it's better for SeYsEy.
Double defense already. Bet the runners of yesterday's Freaky Friday wished it was there instead of in Shadow Temple.
God. I didn't see how that played out in the end, but, like, that sounded messy.
Ganon's Castle Way of the Hero with a Song of Storms on, or from Saria.
So, like, in the surveys coming into this tournament, they were asked what their, like, favourite and least favourite changes for Season 4 were, and both of them said their least favourite thing was an early Ganon's Castle access, so... So nice Ganon's
Zora's
hint to them.
Fountain Foolish, and yeah. Sacred Forest Meadow Way of the Hero.
Sure. Storms, I guess. It's a mighty suspicious bottom of the well you got there.
I mean, fitting that you get the Sacred Forest Meadow Way of the Hero in Sacred Forest Meadow, but immediately being able to check this Storms Grotto, this is something that Kayzo is going to have to come back to, but because SeYsEy went to go get the song first, he'll be able to check this now.
Right, the other thing is that, like, yeah, Kayzo's gonna probably dive through to River after getting the song because of that scale. SeYsEy can walk out into field and go to Lon Lon immediately. And I feel like at this stage the song has slightly higher value than the checks in River. Ooh,
Iron Boots.
Did SeYsEy just skip that?
SeYsEy didn't do any Lost Woods checks.
Yeah, just skipped over it entirely on the way out. It's kind of surprising.
Possibly trying to get some money to be able to do some of the, or to do the at least one of the scrubs.
Mm. And I guess with your save quit there, it's not the worst thing to get back to once you've got something like Saria's or a slingshot or just something else that you can work with.
Something, yeah. People commenting, never buy a shield, because Hylian's shield was in the Kokiri Storm's grotto. So that's
Kayzo may, in
that...
fact, want to buy a shield, depending on the route he takes out of here.
Well, yeah. SeYsEy doesn't have to buy a shield. Check one thing.
Nope. There we go, SeYsEy doubling back for this.
Oh, well, this is weird, but hey, I figured a way to get this happen. So, whoops.
SeYsEy just getting the Majora's Mask Song of Soaring over here.
I figured it out, Siberian. We're making it work.
Woo.
Haha! Yep, there's the iron boots for SeYsEy.
All in. Always all in.
Yeah, for some reason on our dashboard side it didn't have the option for it, but I figured out a workaround. Yay. Sign percent! SeYsEy reading signs!
Forest folk shall not leave these woods. Alrighty, SeYsEy heading over to Ranch, it looks like. I kind of guess Kayzo will do the same, although River is definitely an option.
Here's an extra hint from Kayzo.
Oh!
Prelude on Ocarina. And a hammer!
Wow. Wow, that's big early. Okay.
Yeah.
So you get your early, effectively explosives.
Effective explosives.
Yeah, at this point you're just, I guess, hoping to see Jabu or Fire as your forest medallions, get a couple of songs on the way through, and then just, like, chain dungeons and items together for a short while. And Kayzo is going to River.
So SeYsEy going for the song in Lon Ranch, did not get the hammer off of the scrub, while Kayzo is getting a Po bottle.
Sure.
Well, trying to get a Po bottle. That was just arrows for frogs too. ZL from Malin.
Oh, that's a nice pickup. I mean, so this is the interesting thing, right? It's a really stacked early game with a Ganon's Castle Way of the Hero. Like, that's gotta scare you. That's gotta be a little bit of concern in there. Alright, nothing there.
Oh, that's right, we'll see getting Broken Stick. We got Frogs in the Rain early, so this is nice.
Yeah, just clear out the whole of River at this point is... What's SeYsEy grabbing the rupees here?
It's a full rupee refill.
Yeah, it's just... No warp song. Are you safe quitting out of here then, I guess?
Possibly.
Yeah, looks like
Yep. Maybe we'll get that scrub now. Which would mean also getting the hammer.
it. Not going to be too costly right now. And then I wonder if that is for a trip into Zora River to buy beans as well, with the remaining rupees.
Very possible.
I really like doing this on a save quit, actually, because if the scrub's dead, you can just reset immediately. Obviously, we know that's not the case now, but...
True. Saves come
So
to
that-
rupees immediately.
Yeah, just immediately go back, no cost, no extra menuing, none of that.
Gonna get another hint and another check over here on Kayzo's side, up in Zora River. SeYsEy's like, okay, well, not safe scumming those rupees. That's kind of helpful.
Hammer money, hammer money.
It's a really hard decision. If they find bombs, though, still in Child, it could be it could end up being a well play. And there's a lens. I should say bombs or bomb shoes.
Right, right. Yeah, bottom of the world definitely gonna be powerful right now. Oh, Jabu foolish. Early rang?
That kind of sucks with an early rang. Here's your boomerang, but Jabu is foolish. Wah wah. See, now with that early rang, now they're hoping for it to be a stone Jabu, and knowing that Prelude has, OOT has Prelude, they'll be like, cool, I never have to go in there.
Yeah, stone would be nice, or forest medallion, like something early, or something you can just ignore, one or the other.
Yeah,
Go mode Jabu is pretty nice though.
that is true.
I'm not biased, I'm a big fan of Jabu in general. I think it's the most, like, interesting dungeon in terms of rando, without being, like, super costly if you don't know the tricks. It's like, you can get away with not knowing everything, but there's a lot to learn if you want to. That's my, like, favorite thing in rando. Alrighty, that is a nice handful of beans there for both of them. Beans? I guess that makes sense. They've not gone to the graveyard or the crater or anything yet, so it's just one for Colossus, one for graveyard, one for crater potentially. I guess one for lake potentially. You only expect to need, 2 at the most generally.
Well,
but...
I don't even see them using the one in graveyard having the boomerang. They can just get it that way.
Oh,
I expect
true, yeah,
that.
yeah.
I expect they
Fair
know
point.
how to do that pretty easily.
Yeah, I didn't even think about the rang there. So used to not having a rang.
So yeah, it would be for Colossus, for the crater, and then for Lake, depending on hook shot and everything.
Right, yeah.
They figure
Lake and Colossus,
better buy them all
obviously.
now, and
Yeah, Lake and Colossus kind of the big ones because it's like, Lake is a couple of checks and Colossus is, you're not getting it any other way.
yeah, you're required to do it for Colossus. Lake, you need a hook shot it and have Scarecrow and everything. SeYsEy picking up the lens, whereas Kayzo just got ZL. They're all just pretty much kind of trading places right now.
So as far as skulls go, I'm pretty confident 30 will be in. The hammer actually adds quite a few, surprisingly. And obviously the rang and the bottle add quite a lot. Yeah, 30 is almost certainly in. It's just a question of
Oh yeah, including
where
the
that
bottle.
hint could be.
I forgot about the bottle too. SeYsEy gonna use that ZL to check domain. It's another hint, 2 more checks.
And then dive out to lake, I guess, get another check there, and then take the owl back to market.
Probably.
That seems strong. I like that.
got... That looks like Kayzo heading to South Hyrule.
Is also a Valley Lake kind of play then, or at least open grotto, I guess.
Yeah, open grotto, depending on where they go from there, could be valley, could be lake.
It's interesting to do this as child when you've got the hammer.
Yeah. And well, when you've got Hammer and Epona's song too, like Epona's allow you to just run around the field really easily. Hammer, you could check all the bomb lock checks. So it is kind of an interesting one. SeYsEy getting that hint of Desert Colossus way of the hero.
Usually safe to assume it's going to be Nocturne or Requiem, but it's a question of which. Obviously, now that we've already got Storms, Zelda's Lullaby can no longer be hinted way of the hero, and we've already got it. Probably Requiem or Nocturne. If it's the Bean, though, they're both going to be really happy they did that early river, I guess.
Yeah. Until it ends up being Requiem on Burning Cack and Spirit's one of the song medallions for it. So you still have to walk out there, beat Spirit, and then warp out there to go plant the bean. Alright. Kayzo gonna show us if there's anything in Valley, while SeYsEy's gonna help us out with Domain.
So this is like a really big distinction here, because Kayzo's probably not going to Domain after this, but SeYsEy's probably not going to Valley after this. So whatever they find in these two checks, each, could be pretty big. Nothing on SeYsEy's side.
Nothing on Kayzo's side.
And... Oh, Mirror Shield for SeYsEy, and nothing for Kayzo.
Nothing for Kayzo except this hint. It's
and
just as a Colossus way of the hero.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that could be a really good play for SeYsEy there. Nothing on the Ruta's letter side. Kayzo also, well... It's hard to say, because Kayzo's time of day means that he won't be able to use the owl to go back to market from where he's at. He's going to have to do something to pass time. Might check back a lake hints, might check fishing, which is what SeYsEy's doing. 30 Skulls is dead.
Yeah, I didn't realize Kayzo's time of day was this late. I guess in that case, he might end up going through Domain.
Only downside is Domain wouldn't pass time in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah, I think you would end up going out via river to pass time, but then that feels bad because you're running through river when you could have just taken the owl and... Nice Goron lullaby.
Also, shoutouts to having now found one of every type of shield.
Jeez.
Sure, we started with a Deku shield, but now we found one of all of them. Shield percent! 15-minute shield percent. Let's go! SeYsEy opting to walk out.
Valley? This has to be Valley, right?
I don't know if I agree with the play personally, because like we said earlier, it makes a lot more sense to go through field and do these checks as an adult.
Right, and you can pick up the Valley checks as adult whenever you end up going to Gerudo Training Grounds. Yes, you need bomb shoes for that, and yes, that might be a while away, so it's kind of risky to do it at that point, but I feel like it's a reasonable risk for the amount of time it saves.
But Kayzo's going Domain.
So they're crossing over, no big advantage right now, other than, I guess, potentially the potential time of day and movement differences within this.
Yeah, but if SeYsEy's going Valley, this is going to set SeYsEy in a bad time of day as well.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't know what SeYsEy's plan would be from here. This is...
Kayzo makes sense because Kayzo doesn't have the right time of day, but for SeYsEy it doesn't make sense to me. Because this is going to just cause it to be nighttime, and then what are you going to do while you're waiting to be able to go into the market?
I think what SeYsEy probably should have done, and I feel like it's a little late now, is save after doing fishing. If you're planning to do this, you can do valley checks and then immediately reset, keep your time of day, and just walk to market from Kokiri Forest.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. I'm interested to see what they end up doing with these.
Yeah, this is... For Kayzo, it's going to work out pretty nicely, I think. Just dive straight back to lake and get the owl, but... Yeah, SeYsEy's time of day is definitely going to be a little clunky here.
Yeah, it's going to be nighttime by the time SeYsEy hits lake, and there's nothing for SeYsEy to do on the way. Like, no
Are we actually going to see
nocturne.
back of lake hints?
Maybe?
That's definitely a rarity in Season 4.
DM Megsy pointing out unless he's doing night lake skulls, which is possible. Obviously 10 and 20 won't... Well, 10 won't be hinted, 20 could be hinted, and we don't have a 50 hint yet.
It's true, you get the one near the lab as soon as you enter, and then... The trek over just for the one on the fire arrow platform, though, like... That's
if you're
long way to walk.
If you go for back of lake hints, then it's not that bad.
Hmm.
Well, that was a nice green color. At least I think it was green for Kayzo. On the mirror
Very
shield.
bright, yeah.
I am colorblind, so...
It was
oops.
green. It was
Okay,
green, yeah.
No back of lake. Not even getting the back of lab skull.
Oh, planting the bean here, though, yeah. Which I guess, yeah, Kayzo doing is... Kayzo bought a bean less.
Kayzo didn't
Not-
have enough money to buy one or another bean.
I don't think that'll matter, but worth noting, at least.
Well, I guess time of day is working after all. SeYsEy's
Yeah,
gonna have to wait a
actually-
little bit.
Kinda smooth, don't get the owl yet. Was it day there?
No,
Not
SeYsEy's
quite.
gonna have to wait. Oh, SeYsEy's going to
What?
CAC instead of... Oh, they're both going to CAC. Okay. You know what? We're just gonna let them play and see what happens.
This intrigues me. Have we missed something here? Is this like... These are two fairly
I
prominent runners
expected-
in the French community. Maybe they've raced a bunch of times and this is a metagame thing. Maybe they know each other well enough to do this.
Chickens. We got double chickens. Unreached in, guys. Double chickens.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Synchronized chickens. They're like literally rolling in the same frames.
I did not expect this here. This is... It could be a bottom of the world play. That would make some sense, but like... All the items you've got, like, no explosives? I feel like you'd want to go to at least do, like, DC with Hammer, or Goron City, and, like, I don't know, this... At least
get
adult
the Temple of
Kakariko.
Time hints, like... Knowing what your medallions are, like... Yeah, it just... Oops. SeYsEy.
Oh, this is not worth going for again as child. Actually, if it's explosives and you are going bottom of the well, sure. You know what? If it's bomb choose, perfect sense. Best play. Probably not relevant.
Nope. Just money that you get to throw on the ground.
Oh, this is incredible already, though. I actually intrigued. If they have metagamed... I don't know if this is metagaming each other, metagaming Season 4, metagaming just based on recent seeds or whatever. Like a 1v1 thing. But if this is how it's going in the first 20-25 minutes, I'm excited to see the rest of the race. So Kayzo hasn't done Man on Roof, but took the lead on Chickens as a result, and is definitely going to pick up Man on Roof a little bit faster later. Did Kayzo get the grotto on the way through?
Yeah, so it's just a purple rupee.
I'm always a little confused when I see people get this grotto during Chickens, because I'm so used to just not doing Chickens until I've at least got an adult.
Yeah. Alright, what does Chickens have for us?
If this is explosives.
Light arrows!
Okay, not explosives, but...
Chickens required!
We're not going to see the spicy, the light arrows from Kakariko Village, and you go, wait, hold on. What haven't I...
Oh. Yeah. SeYsEy's like, I'm trying to get the last one, stop talking to me! Yeah, this is a well play for Kayzo. SeYsEy.
The Composer Grave.
Interesting.
I like this. I actually think this is really good. And this
crate.
as well, yeah, you pick up the crate, you get to do flame storage. Don't think we'll see him picking that one up.
No. No. That's gonna stay right there.
You get to do flame storage as well, though. If there are explosives in here, like, this is amazing. And if Nocturne is in here, then maybe you don't do bottom of the well yet. You can come back for a little later with the warp and guaranteed explosives.
Oh, was that Greg?
It was. That's what they were leaving behind.
Oh, I couldn't tell if it was gold or green.
Very, very happy to see them leave that one behind.
I love how people just have like such a wide, varied opinion on the green rupee. You either love it or you hate it. There's like no in between.
I feel like I only have an issue with it when it's the race is the second priority behind it, and then I'm like, no, okay, that point just like get rid of it, just remove it from the game. The point where you're seeing runners in a race going out of their way to pick it up and losing by 3 seconds, I'm like, you earned this. You earned this loss.
I mean, I'll do it for like weeklies. I wouldn't do it in a tournament race. But I joked if there was a weekly where I was hinted that Frogs 2 was the green rupee, I would do Frogs 2.
Oh,
just for the memes. Even more so if I was on Restream. So getting Saria's song there for SeYsEy.
yeah, that's not ideal.
Yeah, not as nice to see when you've already gone through Lost Woods and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It does mean at this point they'll be able to do Darunia whenever they go Child Gorn City.
The other thing that's kind of rough about seeing that one there is that, yeah, you kind of want to go back to Lost Woods at some point. You can get back there easily, do Skull Kid, whatever, but because they're here before having gone to the market, they can't even turn in a Keaton mask. So they're nowhere near doing Skull Mask either.
Yeah, because they decided to go to CAC instead of Market.
Like,
The other annoying thing is not having a single warp song.
Yeah, and definitely, if we see, like, Song of Time as adult in Kakariko, you've got to start to worry at that point, because it's like, alright, guess I'm trekking over to Sacred Forest Meadow and seeing what the other song there is. For my first warp song, maybe.
Slingshot in the well.
Another reason to go back to Lost Woods. Maybe not until... Oh,
and there's the bomb bag!
There we go. Never punished, not once.
Full clearing the well.
I guess this is them playing towards that Meadow way of the hero. We got Song of Storms there.
That is
Come
true.
over here, use it. But when you haven't seen the check or the other song, and you've got the bomb lock checks here, that is definitely a gamble. One that they're both making and one that's paying off.
I mean,
I don't know, maybe it's
yeah,
not as much
they're
of a
gonna.
gamble as I thought, yeah.
They're almost at a point where they could be full clearing all storm checks. After they're done here, all they have left is DMT.
Right, which I assume they'll get as adult pretty soon, because going adult, you're going to want to go into do Dodongo's Cavern, and you want to go up, get your forest song, and the best way to get to the forest is through Goron City. Alright, Kayzo with a bit of a lead here then, just in terms of movement. Doesn't have that Composer Grave song, but yeah, not gonna be the worst thing to miss out on yet.
And strength.
Jeez.
You know what? These runners are clearly much more knowledgeable than us. You know, we should just stop.
Bombs in bottom of the well is always, like, first explosives, bottom of the well is always, like, If anyone wants to beat me in a 1v1, like, that's it. I mean, doesn't take much else, I've got to be honest, but... Alright.
Another bomb bag.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
So 2 bomb bags, a strength, and a slingshot in bottom of the well. Okay.
Jesus.
One of the bomb bags is bomb locked. The strength is bomb locked. Like,
Right. The bomb bag in the basement can be picked up with, like... If you get the keys, I guess that's the point, yeah. If you get the keys, you can get it with strength. But then... To get the keys, you had to have bombs. And to get the strength, you had to have bombs. So yeah, that one's definitely, God. So Storm's Way the hero for first explosives, it looks like.
yeah.
Or for strength, because strength 3 is required for Ganons. That's always an option too.
I mean, it obviously depends on where the other bomb, the last bomb bag is, but as we said, that one bomb bag, or sorry, the strength they found in there was bomb locked because of keys.
Yeah. And there's always the chance that, you know, both are Way of the hero, and it's just a question of why it's been hinted, but at that point you don't care, you just follow it and do both.
Yeah, just casually find a bottom of the well Way of the hero later.
That would be a really interesting hint to find at this point, actually, because then you're following it the entire way, going like, where's my third bomb bag? Is it locked by bombs? And you're trying to figure out everything that's bomb locked the entire way through the seed. And... Or, you know, we could just find one right here?
Nope.
Not right there. Okay.
2 pieces of heart. Oh no, the shield! Rip shield.
It's fine, you don't need a shield as child for anything, right?
I mean, it's gonna make doing bombshoe bowling a little bit more annoying later.
But they really did not want you to have a shield in bottom of the world, did they? 3 fire keys followed by a like. Alrighty, so SeYsEy grabs second bomb bag, and yeah, Kayzo with just a solid lead at this point. I did not see which hand that was. Left, okay. So the left hand of the Colossus dead. Not the most useful hint there. The right hand, that would be a good hint. It's weird how that distinction works, but
I mean, that's very weird to be able to do Hyrule Castle Fairy first time through.
they're both being very thorough. We're like, 35 minutes in here, and both still child as well, which is, I don't know, not completely unheard of, but definitely a little more thorough than most people I think would be in a 1v1. Getting this castle hint as well.
Darunia's
another
stance is a
Darunia.
slingshot. We can do Darunia. We're not gonna do Darunia. SeYsEy might do Darunia if SeYsEy doesn't get that hint.
Yeah, I guess that hint, and the sometimes hints are one copy only, so that's buried away a little bit.
Yeah.
So SeYsEy's probably not getting that hint.
I think SeYsEy accidentally pulled out another bomb.
Yeah,
while
I think
dropping in the hole.
didn't realize the boulder had blown up, went to blow it up again, and was like, oh, it is gone. Never mind. Kayzo waiting for time of day.
Yeah, doing
That-
Richard.
On the one hand, Richard is a really difficult check to route in now. And on the other hand, I hate waiting for time of day. Any reason to wait for time of day is a bad reason in my books.
Probably wishing he had a magic right now. Could just do treasure chest game as well.
Yeah, just clear out the whole lot.
Just casually full clear child market first time through.
Well, we are finally gonna see Temple of Time hints.
Bottom of the hero!
Who knew? And yeah, we're gonna get these hints then.
Yeah.
Nothing else new there. Oh, Big Goron we didn't have actually. Yeah.
So yeah, we got a well way of the hero, which they'd already cleared, and like you said, bigger on dead. The other two were repeat hints, so Temple of Time hints not helping very much. We are finally we are finally gonna get a pedestal check.
Right. The other thing that we've not seen yet is what medallions. They've got a ton of items though, so you got to assume they're already able to get. I mean, at the very least, Ganon's access.
Yeah.
Probably then some. Alright, water on Forest Med. That's kind of
Water,
gross.
Deku, Spirit, Forest, and Shadow.
That's disgusting.
Stone Dodongo, Stone Jabu, Stone Fire.
They actually... they don't have
Foolish
Ganon's
Stone
access. They do
Jabu.
not have Ganon's access yet.
All these items, and they don't have Ganon's access.
With a starting medallion. Like,
Right?
yikes. Okay, sure.
Okay.
Beautiful. I mean, you're still gonna go do Dodongo's Cavern. It's too good not to, right? That's gotta be,
well, of course.
It's gotta be in the top of their list right now. But, oh, Kayzo's time of day is, because of doing Richard, is not gonna get Anju.
Honestly, the way they've been routing it, it's possible SeYsEy ends up doing the same. Oh, maybe not.
No,
SeYsEy
getting
opting
caught
not to go for
instead.
the hint. No, SeYsEy is not choosing to go the same route. We'll route in Richard a different way. But getting Keaton Mask.
This is kind of awkward when you don't have a good reason to go back to CAC to turn that in anytime soon. I guess whenever you go to do Dampe and potentially Skulls.
I still love the bottom of the well way of the hero.
It's always going to happen, right? And it'll be for acquired strength, for Ganon's castle. Oh? Kayzo also losing time to Man on Roof, although not quite as much as SeYsEy did. Yeah.
One of the interesting things about this is, I don't know if it was a mistake or not, but I think on SeYsEy's personal tracker, because he's using the Gossip Stones tracker, I think he had believed he saw a double Desert Colossus way of the hero. And so at the very least, that bottom of the well way of the hero hint told him, okay, no, it wasn't double DC, double desert, it's just single. But he had it marked as double way of the hero.
Huh. Wait, really? That's your adult save warp? Really? So the child save warp is inside Goron City from Lost Woods, and the adult save warp is inside Lost Woods from Goron City. Beautiful. Sure. Just the same goddamn place. Why not? Okay. Jeez.
I think I rolled a seed the other day that did the same thing, but I think it was like child was in Hyrule Field coming out from market, and adult was market coming in from Hyrule Field. But either way.
Oh my god. So, SeYsEy's gonna grab this song, and then, depending on what it is, could be a big deal here. If it's something like, I think the best thing you want here as SeYsEy is something like Bolero or Requiem, something that chains into another song, because then you've got, firstly, the reroll, and secondly, the worst that happens is you save quit and go back to Goron City and then go through there to get to Dodongo's Cavern. The worst thing to see is probably Song of Time. The worst thing is usually Song of Time.
Or Vanilla Minuet. Like, as nice as it'll be, as nice as it'll be for future access, it's like you've already full cleared SFM and you don't have a hookshot to be able to enter Forest.
Right, does nothing now, although would be really good for getting to like Fire, Ice Cavern, etc. later. Oh, Minuet was Windmill. Okay, I did miss that one. There's the other one. Okay, so it's the strength. It's the strength.
Yeah. And there's Song of Time.
Of course. Alright, Kayzo's picking up the Composer Grave. We know this is Saria's. Probably checks the save quit out here, I'd imagine.
Most likely, yeah. Well, maybe not. May play Minuet out of here to get the song.
Yeah, true. Or just leave to do Dodongo's Cavern. Couple of options for Kayzo.
There are several. Get some adult Goron City checks from SeYsEy. Breaking rocks with the sword.
Sword versus rock, who wins? Apparently it depends on which sword. Bigger sword, that dies. That one fails.
Oh, there's some bomb shoes. So helpful.
40 bomb bag. Yeah.
Another bottle.
Oh.
I think that was Sun Song from Prelude.
Yeah. So they know they're not getting that one anytime soon because it's locked behind water, which, yeah, right now, not the easiest thing to do.
You know, this is the kind of seed you would actually want to be a Frogs 2 seed. With how many child songs you have.
Kinda? I don't know if I want any seed to be a Frogs 2 seed, honestly.
I mean... True,
If
but...
Yeah. If any of them has to be, this would be a good one.
This hint is always nice, especially if you have a hammer. But
Let's go with that.
you know,
Yeah.
still looking for that 50 hint. And I think we're missing one sometimes hint.
50 and 2 sometimes, I think.
Is it 2?
Yeah, I got Colossus left, Darunia, and Prelude Check as the 3 I've got noted.
Ah, okay.
Unless I...
No, that sounds about right. So yeah, 50 and then 2 sometimes.
I would not be at all surprised to see 50 required, though. I guess it's always really weird saying things like that, because on the one hand, they got so many items early that give them those skulls.
There's a bow.
But on the other hand, like, okay, say the boomerang isn't required. Well, here are all these other chests in the game that don't matter. One of them still has to be the boomerang. That could just be in Mido's house and not be important. So, getting items early doesn't mean that much. This
Not particularly, no.
close.
Ah!
Oh!
Oh!
Jeez.
My heart. SeYsEy, don't play with my heart like that. Yeah, and all these items they have, and they still can't clear a single medallion.
Right, that's still the biggest problem here is their medallions are all just buried away. And with the number of items they've got, the hookshot could be in so many different places at this point.
The Jabu Way of the Hero. Or Jabu Foolish, rather, sorry. Jabu Way of the Hero. Oh.
Nice little subtle trick from SeYsEy there. Pulled the ocarina while jumping over the gap there. Just to remove that timer. The timer doesn't run while you've got the ocarina out. But if you press the ocarina button in midair, and then cancel it again, you just drop the timer in the time you're in midair. For himself a couple of extra steps to get out of the crater.
And still went in the hole just for safety.
Yeah.
Oh.
Figure I just dropped the sword. Stored it away. It's just a safe. That's all it is. Like.
Yeah. I mean, that's the nice option. The mean option is the idea that the Great Fairy stole it. And this will be our last Storms check.
Ooh, yeah.
It's really weird thinking that you've done everything Storms locked at 47 minutes in.
Yeah, early scale. Early bottom of the well play. Hell, early
And it was
storms.
only needed for the well. Yeah.
Yeah, and Storms locked a grand total of strength. Just strength, really. It locked 2 bomb bags, but I'll third was on Dampe.
Yeah. So it was 100% just for strength. Wasn't even for the slingshot because of the Darunia.
Right, yeah. So... SeYsEy slightly ahead right now, hasn't done Kakariko yet, so... This is something of a deceptive lead, I guess.
I mean, to be fair, Kayzo hasn't done adult or daytime CAC. Right?
Right, which was 1 check at the time, but would be 2 now. Because they have the bow as well to throw in shooting with it.
That's true. Zora Tunic.
And yeah, Kayzo's just gonna follow straight down into Dodongo's cavern. Makes perfect sense. I've said it a few times about how, like, with Open Deku in Season 3 and stuff, Deku Tree was like the dungeon you did for checks. It was just like the first place you went to for checks. And that now that's Dodongo's cavern. Like, the requirements to get in are so low, and you can almost always just get at least most of the checks, and like, they're good, they're fast. Easy as the new Deku Tree. And did pay out with magic here, which only lens game so far. And I guess rupee farming if you want to do that with light arrows, but...
Yeah, DC can be opened up with any of 3 items. Strength, a bomb bag, or a hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, a bottle of blue fire would do the trick too.
Or bomb shoes. Yeah.
Or bomb shoes. So yeah, there's a lot of options just to get in there.
And then you need to find a way to lower the staircase, so hammer's ruled out for that one, but all the others... Well, maybe not the blue fire. All the others still work for that, otherwise. And
Maybe
the bow
not
would
the
work
blue
as well.
Blue fire is not really the viable option. It gets you in there, but unless you have, like, what, 4 of them, you're not doing anything.
If we get a seed where they have, like, I don't know, a bow and Ganon's access and a bunch of bottles, and the optimal play is actually to go into Dodongo's cavern with blue fire and your bow to do as many checks as possible, that would be amazing. I want to see it.
And yes, you can use the bow to lower the staircase. Not necessarily the easiest thing. It's also not considered in logic. Blue fire can be used on, like, the mud walls, like that right there that SeYsEy smashed open. You can use blue fire on those walls and it will break them. So it would only open up those kind of walls. You wouldn't be able to use it for anything else that requires bombs. But
Does sound like an amazing planned-out idea, though. You give Ganon's access to really early somehow. You give them, like, a bunch of empty bottles. Make sure they're empty bottles, just to, like put a big Poe in one of them, and then make that reward you with an empty bottle, just so they have all these bottles and nothing to put in it. And then just, like, bury the first logical bomb bag, like, deep away in, I don't know, Mirror Shield locked in Spirit or something. Put the other 2 bomb bags in Dodongo's cavern, and then, yeah, let someone just go off with it.
Yeah, it would definitely have to be more of a plando. But it because the blue fire thing is not in logic, but it would be hilarious. So unless there's something here, we're only looking at the magic.
Right, which points you to Lens Game, and nothing there. So we've not seen Anju, and we've not seen the adult shooting gallery in Kakariko. Those are the two there. And then I don't know what next. After that, I guess. Is it 10 skulls after that? Lens Game? Lens Game feels slow to go back to right now, but it would be good for SeYsEy to do that dipping out of Ganon's. Because SeYsEy hasn't picked up Richard, so going Child here, doing Richard into Lens Game, and then save quitting out to do... Well, some of the Lost Woods checks, although you'd kind of want to get Keaton Mask turned in before you do that.
Yeah. I mean, obviously SeYsEy's gonna do all of SeYsEy. Stop
that was
the bombs. Oh, what's SeYsEy?
What is happening?
Watch SeYsEy run out of bombs in the middle of a dungeon just because he keeps pulling out bombs randomly.
Just accidentally pulls a couple of bombs, and then it's just like, oh. Suddenly you've only got 2 and you need 3 to finish it. It's like, oh, good job.
Oh, if only you hadn't pulled that bomb out in front of adult shooting gallery.
Alternatively, you know, doing the Volvagia quick kill at some point. I mean, hopefully not with a stone fire, but doing a Volvagia quick kill accidentally pulls a bomb at the wrong time and just like blows up the one that's there and loses it. It's like, oh, well, there goes that plan, I guess.
Even adult Andrew didn't give anything.
Yeah, so we've got nothing there. We are down to those, you know, handful of checks mentioned, which I think at this point means that Kayzo is probably ahead right now. On the grounds of having already done the graveyard. Dampé Race, not the fastest of checks on its own.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard what to say.
Hmm.
Yeah. Regardless, they're close, like very close to each other.
It's one of those things where, like, right now, Kayzo is probably very slightly ahead, but who's ahead right now probably doesn't matter. The next 2-3 decisions they make are going to be the important part here.
They could make the loop around Hyrule Field. That'd be 1, 2, 3 more checks in Hyrule Field they can get.
Yep. I guess 4 because they could catch a big Poe on the way through that as well. Got Adult Lake for another 2, so that puts us at 6. And then I gotta think there's Kayzo just dropping a bomb on Anju in the meantime. They both planted the bean in late, so they could both do that. I feel like one of the things they want to get at this point is like Lens Game, Richard on SeYsEy's side, and then back to Lost Woods to do Skull Kid, Slingshot Target.
Yeah.
And there is Skull Mask. Like, you also want to get Skull Mask, but they haven't even turned in a Keaton Mask.
Oh, they can also get Big Poe, too.
Mhm.
I forgot about a Big Poe.
Do you feel like Kayzo is about to do, but I feel like you'd want to do this after the field grottos. The question of whether you turn it in now or just keep hold of it and... No, Kayzo's going straight back. Which kind of suggests to me that Kayzo's next play after this isn't to go back Child, it's to go to either Gerudo Training Grounds or Lake Hylia. And I'd actually assume Gerudo area is actually pretty good right now, isn't it? You can't get the rooftop chest, but you can get hammer rocks, you can get both horseback archery checks, and then you can dip into GTG itself as well.
Just the other magic, okay.
Dongo's Cavern, useless. You were always going to go and do it though, weren't you? Like, there's no reason not to.
100%. But it may as well have been Baron.
What? I did not see what that was, but apparently nothing.
I did not see what that was. Also, welcome in Raiders from Pink Kitty Rose. Raiding with a party of 80. Right as we hit the happy 1 hour mark.
The story of this seed so far has been a ton of early items that do nothing.
A ton of early items that don't let you get a medallion.
Yeah, like handed Rang and Scale in Mido's house. Got Hammer, got Iron Boots, Mirror Shield, like... Chickens had light arrows and they both just did it immediately, and then Jabu, DC, and Fire are the stones, so they can't even access Way of the Hero Ganons yet. Still, even on SeYsEy's side, I did not see what that was. But either way, it was left. It's useless, whatever it is.
They have iron, so if it was needed, they would have gotten it, but could have been an arrow refill.
Yeah, if you can't see something, it's usually safe to assume it's arrows.
Like, Kayzo is just that ever so slightly in the lead, but it's like by a minute or less.
They've been like back to back on decision making as well. Like, they both landed in front of the market as it turned today and went to do chickens and bottom of the well instead. Like, every decision has been pretty much side by side, so... You know, at this point we were like, oh, there's a couple of big decisions here, and that's going to be the big difference, and... Well, actually, they're doing the same thing.
Yep, here's the lake checks. I get the general idea for having done that. Like the way over to riding Epona that way, but it looked almost like Kayzo deliberately went out just to kill that Tektite with Epona. Like, screw that one Tektite in particular, like...
To be fair,
Yeah.
Oh, wow! Okay.
Is
I
that
guess...
a required lake bean?
I guess we found... I guess we found the logic.
Tektite slaughter.
Like, the thing is, I get doing that though as well, because there are, and I've done it myself before, where one enemy is just like particularly annoying to you. You're like, no, fuck this guy in particular. Like,
like I know that Epona will sometimes get stuck on like some of those like hill parts, so kind of going off to the side avoids those. But it was like Kayzo looked like he specifically went for that one Tektite. A water dip?
ooh.
I
Wait,
kind of get it.
Wait, this isn't a dip. This is a clear. Kayzo had long shot there. That looked like. Unless I mistook something there, but I think were both of these. I'm blanked on that completely. I did not see fishing. Was this both? Oh, are you kidding? So the hard beanlock, like the hard goddamn beanlock. Alright, sure. You couldn't get a lake way of the hero, though. You couldn't get a goddamn lake way of the hero. You had to get bottom of the well. Jeez. Okay, well...
Yo, I don't know how we both completely
had
missed
storms. Yeah, no, I was too busy talking about running over Tektites. Jeez.
Wow.
Sure. Well, they both did it. They are both going to follow each other's tracks for a bit longer. This gives them Ganon's access. This gives them a bit of a dungeon rush for a short while. We got water into forest. Geez.
Yes, both the hook shots were top of lab and adult fishing. So the two adult locked lake checks. Two of them. I forgot Shoot the Sun still one. But it's just
the two that are locked by hookshot or beans were the two hookshots. So you needed the beans, like.
Yeah, you were hard required to get a bean in this
with
scene.
no serenade as well. Like this, if this was a weekly, like these two, I think would be doing incredibly well right now, and a lot of people be struggling with this.
The thing is, I don't know that a whole lot of people would. There's as much as, or as funny as it is, there's not a whole lot left that they could have done other than this. They don't have a whole lot open still.
That's true, yeah. And I guess the scale early definitely pointed them in this direction at least, so... Or, like, got them here as child.
Yeah.
After River. So, like, I guess, yeah, that part plays out pretty nicely. Definitely the kind of thing that would trip a few people up. Anyone who decided to go adult earlier would be done. It was, like, out.
It's just, could you have imagined somebody, like, not doing this? Like, not having gone river to get your beans? Like, this would be a huge difference.
Jeez. This is beautiful. This is amazing. Okay. Well, so I think, yeah, we do have just like a bit of a dungeon rush here. This also gives them another, well, we know it's Sun Song. We know they get Sun Song from this.
Yeah. So see, Frogs 2. If this is a Frogs 2 scene, it would actually not be that bad. But no,
right,
it's just an arrow refill.
They would both be able to do that right now, yeah. Well,
it looks like Kayzo would actually still... It looks like Kayzo would still actually need to get Song of Time from the Minuet check.
I think Kayzo did that.
Oh, well, yeah, it's marked on Kayzo's tracker, not on our trackers. And yes, we did see a Frogs 2 dead hint.
Yes,
you are correct. Yeah. It's just a matter of this could have been a really nice Frogs 2 seed if it was required. But no, it's just an arrow refill.
So they're going to go straight over to Forest after this, and then see what items they get on the way. You know, if you pick up, I guess, Strength 2, maybe you make your way over the desert, but even that feels kind of risky at this point. This is really weird that it's gone from being this giant bottleneck to wide open just on pretty much just a hook shot, not even long shot, just the hook.
Well, we're still missing 4 items. At least one of them is in Ganon's castle.
Right. Colossus still hinted as well, so...
Yeah, I didn't mention Colossus because it could just be the song, like you said. It's possible that it's just Requiem or Nocturne there, but there's no songs in Ganon's castle, so...
It does at least give you that incentive to cross on foot, though, with Colossus as well. That's the other thing, is like, at this point, you're basically going, it's pretty much 50% to be Requiem or Nocturne. The other counterpoint to that, though, I guess, is they probably want to check the Crater song first. Like, the fact that they couldn't do the Crater song up until now.
Yeah.
Probably want to go over and pick that one up, because if that's Requiem leading to Nocturne, you don't want to trek over on foot just to get Nocturne and then come back and pick up Requiem immediately afterwards.
Yeah, I would agree with you there.
Although they do already have Longshot, Magic, Lens. Crossing on foot is definitely in logic.
Yeah, it's 100% logic for them to cross the wasteland to get over to Spirit Temple. But
it's just a question of how far they can go and if there's a better way there.
Yeah.
Alright, Kayzo getting the quick kill.
SeYsEy's gonna be right behind.
So... yeah, I'm really intrigued by this now. Do you think you go to the crater to get the song first? Do you...
I imagine they would go do Forest first, because they have Minuet already.
Right. And then I guess it depends on what items you get, if any, in Forest. But then after that, like... I don't know, like, it feels really out the way to go and get the Crater song after Forest, even though that's basically the closest you're getting to it this seed. And at the same time, it's like... but you want to go and get that song before you cross the desert, and you know you're getting some song from beating water.
Yeah.
Just a rupee, I think.
That's a save quit for Kayzo. Maybe, like you said, going just instead to do the Bolero song check.
Yeah, that's a really good place to save quit, not having to watch... Oh? Oh, hasn't done the checks here yet either. This actually makes perfect sense though. From here, you can then go over to the crater, get the song, and then play Minuet. But Kayzo hadn't got this check, so he's going to play Minuet from here instead.
DM Megsy saying that it was vanilla fire arrows?
Thought it looked like a rupee, but... that could be interesting, because no fire source, no hovers. You do need something more than a long shot to do Shadow Trial 2, so fire arrows could actually be important.
Yeah, if it was vanilla fire arrows, it would be a weird thing to leave behind.
It's definitely no. That was a red rupee. Much clearer on SeYsEy's side.
Strength 2.
2 in forest. Of course.
Divergence. They finally go separate paths. It won't last for very long. SeYsEy's bound to do forest pretty soon, but
I was gonna say this target is hookshotable. SeYsEy's taking a trip.
whee!
Alrighty, so we're gonna see the song here.
What's it gonna be?
In SeYsEy shoes, you want Requiem or Nocturne.
Nocturne.
That is at least information. You know you're crossing on foot at this point.
Yeah.
Playing? What?
Might just be getting a hint, but or not even checking the hint. Okay. I got nothing.
Huh?
I got nothing.
Is SeYsEy just immediately crossing on foot?
Maybe. DM Megsy pointing out maybe they're rushing Ganon's first before going forest. Ganon's Way of the Hero, just rushing straight to that.
I guess, but strength was also Way of the Hero. Like, that is a big gamble. Ganon's Way of the Hero is like 50% strength 3 locked, and if you get strength in a Way of the Hero location, you're probably assuming it's for that.
Could also be getting the Sun Song here. Allows for quick warps out of different locations. I don't know. I'm not sure I agree with the play, but then again, I've said the same before, and I've been wrong. Clearly, in this scene, so...
I'm a very big fan of if you have progression, do your progression, and you know, I guess this race is going to show why exactly that's such a good play because Kayzo just got strength 2. But I don't know. Maybe we're missing something. Maybe there's.
I mean, I don't see SeYsEy putting off forest for too much longer.
Right.
If he does Ganon's castle, and the strength thing will only help if we find another strength.
Yeah.
Like strength 2 doesn't open anything in Ganon's castle.
But it does open spirit.
Well, yes, but SeYsEy's gonna do forest before spirit anyway.
Right, but okay,
presumably.
so if strength 3 is in either is in any of forest, spirit, or Ganon's, then Kayzo's gonna save time on this by only having to go to Ganon's castle once as opposed to twice.
If Kayzo goes to spirit after forest.
You gotta assume Kayzo's gonna pick up the song the same way SeYsEy just did, the one in the crater, see Nocturne and go, okay, I'm crossing on foot, get Requiem. You know, at that point, I guess it's not guaranteed, but it's very likely that Colossus Way of the Hero is for Requiem at that point. So you just cross on foot and you just do it.
Well, it has to be... Oh, no, never mind. If it's song, it has to be Requiem.
Right. Yeah, it could be an item. And if it's an item, then you're also happy.
Oh, there's another bow. That's bow locked. We'll see. We'll see if this plays out for SeYsEy. Oh, there's the other strength, yeah.
So Kayzo, yeah, probably has an advantage with that one. Because, yeah, SeYsEy's gonna have to go to Ganon's twice, where Kayzo's only gonna visit here once and clear everything out.
building up blue fire for the future.
Always safe. If you've got the empty bottle, like, might as well just grab it while you're here. No reason. Alright, SeYsEy has the boss key chest left right now, and... Oh, and Spirit Trial. We haven't seen Spirit Trial yet, have we?
Nope.
But I don't think there's anything off with the logic at this point, so I think that just means... At this point, either there's something in the checks that SeYsEy is about to do, or in Shadow Trial second, or that Strength 3 is required.
Got it eventually.
It always really baffles me that you've got this, like, iron bar, like, with loads of holes in between, and the holes are filled with arrows.
Yeah. You mean I can't just shoot an arrow through the bars?
It's actually, yeah, Ganon's just put, like, a glass window up, and just painted the bars on.
Bulletproof glass window.
Yeah.
Arrow-proof glass window.
So you just stick your arm through the wall and shoot through it. Yeah. Oh, God.
These aren't actually iron bars. I fooled you! You'll never beat me with the light arrows from Andrew's chickens.
So what is in Ganon's at this point? It has to be for Deku or Shadow at this stage. I'm missing Din's, Hover's, Kokiri sword.
Yeah. Yep, it's the strength so far. It's either Shadow 2 or it's Strength 3 locked. SeYsEy going into Forest now, so we're getting SeYsEy going into Forest as Kayzo's like halfway through.
Mm-hmm.
But double Forest Temple.
Ooh. Everyone's favorite, right?
So exciting.
SeYsEy is about to see this strength and feel terrible.
Yeah. And chat is already starting to fall asleep. It is nap time.
Alright, real talk. Next rando change, please. Just like start with the elevator up. Forest basically becomes another fire temple, where deep forest would be a terrible location for an item to be. But it means you can find the boss key and just go. You don't have to do the rest of forest, you don't have to fight foes. Just like, if that can happen, that would be like the best change. Definitely been discussed before, and I think the issue is the logistics of having the pose still appear, but have the elevator up. I think that causes problems. But like, if that can be done, it's just the best thing for Forest Temple.
Just remove the elevator, it's fine.
Just make it a pitfall and you just have to save quit out.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see a problem with it.
I do actually like the pose in Forest, but I like the only good part of Forest to me. Because, like, the strategies that people have come up with for efficiently fighting the pose are really interesting. It's like the fastest strat now with Big Goron Sword is to run down, slash the Poe normally as it basically settles in the middle of the room, and then immediately target and jump slash, and you just kind of have to do it really quickly and trust that you're going to hit. But you will jump slash and catch the Poe with the jump, and it will be enough to kill with a normal slash and a jump with the Gorons. But with the Master Sword, the strats are completely different, and like, we've had hookshot strats, we've had like arrow strats. The green Poe acts differently as well, because obviously it immediately attacks you, whereas the other ones move to the middle of the room first. And I actually really like the Poe fights, but it's just a shame about the rest of Forest.
Yeah, what Kayzo's doing right now, I saw that for the first time, I think yesterday, where it's like you just take the hit and then crouch stab like 2 or 3 times, depending on the sword,
Chase it down.
while the ghost is just like spinning, and it's just like, wait, what?
Yeah, like once you hit it once, it starts running away, but you can just chase it down and get it again. And with BGS, that's much easier because you've got the like longer range as well.
Yeah. So aside from that strength, there hasn't been anything else in Forest.
Strength's definitely a pretty big one, though. I guess, yeah, like, the interesting thing here would be if, like, Kayzo goes straight to Spirit and full clears it, where SeYsEy can go to Ganon's and have a bit more information to skip some of Spirit. That's, like, the potential time save here for SeYsEy. But otherwise, I've definitely got to think this works in Kayzo's favor, where if you get to skip out on... Or you get to do Ganon's in 1 trip instead of 2. I guess the other thing that would be good for SeYsEy is if Shadow Trial 2 has something. But then where would it be for that to benefit SeYsEy? You gotta assume SeYsEy is gonna go back to Light Trial before finding Fire, or more accurately, I guess, if Fire is accessible, they're both getting it before doing Light Trial. And if it's not accessible, they're both doing Light Trial before getting it. On that note, by the way, something in Light Trial and something in Shadow Trial 2 right now would be the worst timeline. It's like Kokiri Sword in Light Trial, Ins in Deku Tree, and then Hovers are just in Shadow Trial second chest. Like, they're full clearing the world before they go back there.
There's so many different routes they could take here, and it'll be interesting to see which one ends up going.
Right, I think Kayzo going straight to Forest made sense to me because it's progression. SeYsEy doesn't have a key? Was it the Floor Master? They're hover locked from Forest. That'll SeYsEy's missed a check. I think they're hover locked from Forest. Huh. That... Okay, actually isn't that much information. I was about to be like, that's really big, but the strength 2 was in the first check, so...
Yeah.
It actually tells you basically nothing. There was nothing in the rest of Forest. It's a Shadow Medallion, like... Okay. But, like, for a second I thought that was really intriguing. But they're probably just in Light Trial.
It just would mean a logically required double dip at Forest. If they're in Light Trial. They could just be in Child Spirit.
That would be pretty disgusting at this point. To be fair, there's a lot that could be pretty disgusting at this point. You go over to Colossus, and the song is just useless. It's like Bolero or something at this point. And then you just like... go over to the Fountain Fairy, or the Colossus Fairy, because she gives you Ruto's letter. Just like, all of Ice Cavern to get my Requiem, to... if I ever want to go back. Obviously got to get locked out of Spirit for this to work as well. So, Kayzo is going to grab the song, he's going to see Nocturne and know that you have to cross on foot, pretty much. But their movement is really similar as well, like, even to the point that they both hookshot across in the crater, nearly walked off the left side and then swerved to the right to get the song. Like, their movement has been really similar, their decisions have been really similar. I wonder if these two have, like, raced together a lot, because this almost feels like one of them has learned from the other, or both have learned from each other. I mean, they have both been playing since Season 2, I want to say? Yeah, they both started playing races in late 2018, so they were both starting around the same time. It's kind of remarkable to me, like, how similar they are, though.
Yeah, this is a very interesting seed.
Alright, is it Ganon's or is it Spirit first? I'm inclined to think Spirit.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
see calling Epona just to go Ganon.
Mostly based on the fact as well that Kayzo went to Forest immediately. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Definitely feels like Kayzo is pushing that progression first and foremost. The good old Rush Donjon.
I think what's more interesting will be what SeYsEy does after Forest.
For sure.
Like I said, having that knowledge of what's in Ganon's castle.
Yeah, if it ends up being like... I think the big thing would be if it was like 2 items there. If you got like Dins and Hovers, that's obviously amazing. If you get something like Kokiri Sword and Dins, then you go to Deku Tree and you kind of hope you'll find something there. And it's a lot of things that could lead to being able to skip a lot of Spirit Temple.
Now, will Kayzo go through GTG before going out?
I would... Again, I'd guess no. On the grounds of...
I would guess no as well.
Yeah. It definitely feels like Kayzo's game plan right now is go straight to Spirit, go straight to the progression. You can reverse back later and do everything else if you have to. But the priority is get over to the Colossus. It's... Oh, that's... It's still doing this check. Huh.
Yeah, I do kind of agree with Tobias. Finding it weird that Kayzo just went straight past Hammer Rocks. And yet it's doing this check.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I without doing this check, I think it was fine. It was like oh, I'm coming back here later anyway. I guess the other consideration here is looking at the sky on Kayzo's side. It might have been a thing for time of day. If you stop, it turns to night, and Kayzo finding fire arrows there. And yeah, Kayzo doesn't have Sunsong yet. Kayzo hasn't stopped at Temple of Time. So
yeah, that makes a lot of sense though.
it's basically you do hammer rocks or you do horseback archery, and this is 2 checks over 1.
Mm-hmm. No, that makes a whole lot of sense. But yeah, finding those fire arrows there, that unless Requiem is not vanilla, this could be a full clear spirit.
Yeah, and Ganon's.
Mhm.
That's huge for Ganon's as well. I am a little surprised that Kayzo's doing all of this now, but I guess it kind of makes sense. You want to do some on the way through. You are still missing 3 items with presumably only 1 hinted. Not that one.
God, that would suck. Rutos and Ganons for Requiem and Ice.
Oh, I was saying earlier, yeah, if it was in Desert Colossus, you do the Colossus Fairy, because you get the song and you're like, this isn't Requiem, why is Colossus Way of the Hero? And then you do the Colossus Fairy and it's Ruto's letter. Like, really?
You're just like, God damn it.
First key on child side, no keys on adult side. Like, alright, fine, I guess I'll go and get Requiem.
Kayzo backed up too far. Was trying to do a ground jump.
So in a weird way though, I think opening the gate here is better. Oh no, because you're gonna get a check on the way. Never mind. I was gonna say like this gives you the option to reverse later, but at this point you might as well go through anyway. Oh yeah, it's true. And also, you'd almost rather go through field at this stage anyway. That has hammer rocks on the way.
God, if there's something there in Kayzo like last location's that though.
That's, yeah, gonna feel pretty awful. I don't see it happening though. Like, Training Grounds is such a good location, and if you clear that, don't find anything, the first thing you're gonna do is leave and go and do the hammer rocks, right?
Presumably.
I hope.
But stranger things have happened in this tournament.
Right, and I guess the issue there would be if you're missing, like, you get 1 item in Ganon's Castle, and then you go and do Gerudo Training Grounds, get an item, like, last thing in there, like, you think it's gonna be empty, and then you finally find the other item for Shadow or something, and you're just like, oh, that's it, I can go do Shadow, and my Kokiri Sword will be there, and then you leave, and the Hammer Rocks have Kokiri Sword. That's where it starts to cause problems, I think, is when that, like, oh, I'm nearly in go mode mentality kicks in, and you're just like, oh, I have to rush, like, to my progression and rush my last item, and yeah. Kayzo using the setup for this?
Oh, SeYsEy checking these
Oh yeah.
the deck tree hints. Still missing, or SeYsEy is still missing 3 sometimes and the 50 skulls.
Mm-hmm.
Is probably caring more about the 50 skulls hint.
Yeah.
It's like sometimes hints are cool, but no, not there either. Where is this 50
Whole lot of
skulls hint?
nothing, yeah.
He didn't check this hint. Will you turn around and check this hint, SeYsEy?
I guess we'll get the one in the desert right now.
Nope.
SeYsEy's
Still
off.
not checking that.
Yeah, we have Backer Lake, we have Fountain, we have that one there at Nocturne, and then the one that Kayzo's hopefully about to get in the desert.
It wasn't very.
That is a great sign then, because that means it's either you get Requiem here, or you need Requiem. So, it at least gives you some information.
Okay, so it's looking like you're trying to see from there. It looked like a rupee. 10
Kayzo on
skulls.
that VC cam, I'm just like, Virtual
Yeah.
Console's lighting is terrible. 50's dead!
50's just bomb shoes. I think Kayzo must have gotten a good enough look at it. It did look like a rupee, but... And... Requiem.
There we go.
That's what we expected. And then here's the spirit play. Oh, looks like SeYsEy is going back to Ganon's.
Alright. So the big find here would be... I mean, 2 items would be the biggest thing. Obviously. 2 items means that you get to do that dungeon and spirit, and presumably find something between those and get to go mode the other. In SeYsEy shoes in particular, Din's Fire would be best, because that lets you also get Shadow Trial 2 while you're here. Or I guess Hovers would do the same, either Din's or Hovers.
Yeah.
And the worst case for SeYsEy is that there's an item in Spirit and an item in, I don't know, Deku Tree. And
See, if Kayzo gets keylocked here, I imagine Kayzo on the way to go Child is just gonna do Ganon's Castle.
probably, yeah. Having Dins for Child Spirit is always nice anyway, and
That's not needed.
it's not that one. It's not that one. This is where it's just outside Ganon's castle the whole time, and it was just the strength 3 to do it. Once we just saw that. I don't know if we just saw that.
No, I think SeYsEy went straight for Light Trial. And yeah,
yeah.
there was nothing there. Key
Kayzo
locked.
locked, so... Are we gonna see... No, Kayzo's not checking the hint either. Kayzo's fine, found 50.
Yeah. They said all that's left is sometimes hints, so... But is SeYsEy gonna have to come back in here? This Light Trial's not paying off.
Oh,
Oh my lord.
oh
That's
there
the
it
period.
is.
Okay.
There we go.
If Kayzo doesn't go to Ganon's, though, that could mean that Kayzo's gonna have an extra child dip that SeYsEy won't have to do. Because we know
Interesting.
that you have to go Child Spirit for keys. So if Kayzo doesn't
Right.
get the Kiri sword in the middle of that,
So SeYsEy coming out to do the outside fairy, and then the big question is going to be, is the play Spirit? It has to be, right? Like, you have to at least go and pick up the song. You're almost certain it's going to be Requiem at this point. Because I guess that's the counterpoint to it, is like, if SeYsEy goes to do Deku Tree before Spirit, SeYsEy will have an extra child dip.
yeah. Songs are hard.
We've all been there. We've all been there.
Oh, yep, going up here.
Rush
Could just use
progression.
song, but... Now there's Ruto's letter!
Oh. Oh no.
And it
SeYsEy?
can that Ruto's letter can only be for ice. Because Fountain is foolish and Jabu is foolish. So it can only be for Ice Cavern if Hovers or Dins are there. Yeah, here's Kayzo going Child. So gonna miss both
Might
the
as
letter
well.
and the sword.
SeYsEy is also
Oh,
going to...
SeYsEy's going
SeYsEy is... So here's the thing, right? Is... Yes, Colossus is Way of the Hero. If it's the song, it has to be Requiem. But if it's not the song... Requiem's an Ice Cavern.
Yeah.
SeYsEy could very easily get drawn to Ice Cavern here, looking for Requiem to get an item in Colossus. And try and save time on that, and it's not going to work out. So they're both taking the extra child dip.
Well, and I mean, I I don't see SeYsEy going Ice Cavern before going and checking Colossus.
I don't think SeYsEy should, but I definitely see it happen as an option.
I don't think he will, because he does have the Desert Colossus Way of the Hero. He'll probably check that. He'll probably turn in Ruto's letter for sure, but I don't see him doing Ice Cavern before.
If he does, it's because he feels like he's behind. It would be a gamble to do it, for sure.
He is gonna do Richard and probably Treasure Chest Game. Might even do Dompe Digging, since he's it's the right time for it.
Mm-hmm. That's true, that's true. I think he saved before this as well. So see if it's down pay or
yeah, no, I could actually see him just save quitting out of Treasure Chest Game.
yeah. Let's see if it's down pay or a save quit. It's one of the two for sure.
Get your suggestions in chat for which one. What's the Treasure Chest Game gonna be? What path are we taking?
I have a very consistent guess on this, and it's already in chat. So
I'm always team right. So
LLRRL. Lon on Ranch, Ruto's letter. Every time.
It was right, then left. Get a couple people still in. Oh, there's Din Child. Right, left,
running
left.
away with this.
Oh. Right, left, right.
Oh.
We still have one person in. And did they get it? They got it!
Yeah.
Aerith Fire Demon.
And it was a tunic.
A Goron Tunic.
I just say they opened it and reset it anyway. Yo, can I point out the fact that the person who guessed it is Fire Demon for the Fire Tunic? Like, perfect call. That was beautiful. That was, yeah. Oh, here's the hint that SeYsEy doesn't have, so...
Yeah. Thank you, Tobias, for gifting a sub to Aerith Fire Demon.
The winner's prize.
Okay, so checking Redead Grave. That's it. What happened to the layout of that command?
Yeah, the sub got a little broken there, but
what happened? Siberian, why did you break our sub goal command?
So if SeYsEy does find hover boots here, it would be really huge potentially, but actually Kayzo is doing something of a child cleanup right now though. Although it might just be skulls?
I mean, makes sense. You can get
Passing
20
through
skulls
anyway.
here.
Yeah.
Like with the tree and then one of the ones up there. Up by the guard, this will be 20. So
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and leaving.
must have already gotten one of those. And I just didn't notice.
No, I think this is just that it would be slow to go up there, and Kayzo's about to go and do Spirit, so it's just like, okay, I'll get one in Spirit, and that'll be the 20th.
It just seems faster to have gotten one of the ones there and then just turn in 20.
It depends, like, if you want to turn in 20 there and then, yeah, absolutely, but, like, you know Spirit's required. I think the bit I'm kind of a little bit awkward with is getting skulls when you're not going out of your way to turn it in feels really bad, because it's either like, oh, I lost time collecting these skulls for nothing, or oh, I lost time because I could have got it then and there and I didn't. So either way you feel bad, but like at the same time, if you've got Spirit open, doing Spirit seems good.
Siberian, if you want, we could actually open a bed up for hover boots right now. It's the only item we're missing.
Just thinking that, yeah, we've got hovers missing, no hints to it, and a lot of places to check now, actually. Got all of Spirit,
Yeah.
all of Deku, Ice Cavern, like a couple of standalone checks here and there. Still got things like Shadow Trial too. Still have
SeYsEy's
Skull
being
Mask for a
very,
short amount of time.
very thorough. Like,
Wait, is
SeYsEy's
SeYsEy
trying to be
not-
very thorough.
Oh, SeYsEy hasn't turned in Keaton, yeah. We're not seeing Skull Mask yet.
Alright, here's Kayzo going to Ganon.
But this is really gonna burn SeYsEy though. Being thorough like this suggests that SeYsEy is eventually gonna go adult, get Requiem, continue being thorough, and do Ice Cavern before going back to child.
Yeah, because he's not gonna get any items out of Adult Spirit, so. Kayzo didn't check OGC. Might check it on the way out, but
Oh, has to. The third strength is in here, so
oh well, yeah, duh.
sees that third
God,
strength.
Jason.
Big sigh of relief for Kayzo because yeah, coming into Ganon's with strength 2 feels pretty awful.
Going straight to Light Trial.
Hard agree.
Will he leave after Kokiri Sword?
I don't think you should, but he might. This always bothers me. I don't like it when people stand in the entrance and shoot all the enemies. It's like, no, you're walking around the room anyway. Walk around and slash the keys.
I stand in the entrance and shoot all the enemies.
You're walking around.
Yeah, but I'll miss slashing them, and then I'll have to wait for them to go flying around for a bit.
It's actually the only room in the game as well, I think, where if you leave the next one with the Zelda's Lullaby exit, the Zelda's Lullaby check, the enemies stay dead. So you can kill half, do the next check, then come back in and kill the other half.
Oh no, he doesn't have a key.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, it was an interesting thought of maybe he would just like bail and be like, okay, I got a strength, I got a Kokiri sword, those are the way of the heroes.
We are going to see something new here as well. Shadow 2 is, well, unlikely given everything else, but it's definitely possible. Oh, wait, yeah, this is the remaining key, isn't it? Yeah, never mind.
It's
Ice we need those, right? Close.
Yeah.
Not
Bongo
Majora's
Mask?
Mask today. Yeah, it's a shame. Great Bay's one of the stones today, you know.
Yeah. I always hate when Great Bay Temple's a stone. Nice kill on that skull on the way down.
That was really good, yeah, and did the setup to get that grab as well. Very nice. Yeah, SeYsEy has a lot of the strats right now, like...
Yeah. Stone of Agony!
So we found Ice Arrows and Stone of Agony in here, but not actually anything useful.
We're finding memes, and that's about it.
one shot left for Deku. Kayzo technically has a few more for Ganons, but we know we're not going to see anything here.
Yeah, it's just a matter on if Kayzo will do OGC after.
Mm-hmm. Gotta assume, if nothing else, Kayzo's going to want to go back over to Spirit, clear that, go Child, do Deku Tree. So it would be reasonable to skip OGC, and more importantly, it would be reasonable to skip turning in the letter and anytime soon and just full clearing Spirit and Deku first.
Yeah.
So it does feel like SeYsEy's big kind of hope here is Hover's an Ice Cavern.
Plus, because Shadow 2 was the other small key, we know SeYsEy's not going to do another dip into
Right.
Ganon's just for that check, because he's gotten everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Versus Kayzo, who still has to do the climb to get the one check out of Boss Key Chest. And I mean, I could just see Kayzo just playing Requiem from there and
Yeah.
heading straight into Spirit.
It's not unreasonable to do that, and also, like, with the Fountain and Jabu Foolish hints, like, Ice is a really low value play right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, 4 checks? That's not worth much of anything. I guess 5 if you count King Zora, but, like, even then, still not much. So, like, yeah, even if Kayzo gets the letter, do you ever turn it in?
Those in chat that have not done so already, we do still have an active bet for hover boots. I don't know when Siberian plans on closing it, but there is that bet. So if you would like to place your bet for where you think the hover boots are going to be, feel free to do so with the command !bet followed by your bet.
Alright. Over to Spirit for Kayzo immediately, skipping outside Ganon's castle. So if this letter ends up being valuable in any way in the search for hover boots, then Kayzo's in a rough spot.
Yeah, because when do you go back just for OGC?
Like I say, it's so unlikely that it would be an Ice Cavern at this point, but you know, we're also running lower on checks, and eventually you get to a point where 4 is, well, actually a pretty high proportion of the checks in the game.
You know what? Nobody's bet this. We're gonna go...
Oh, yeah, Jesus.
Nobody's bet anything in GTG, and that whole place is still open.
Yeah, they have absolutely everything to do it. The bet is still finding the hover boots. It's the only thing missing. We have the rest of Adult Spirit left. We have the whole of Gerudo Training Grounds open. We have Ice Cavern, Foolish Fountain, and Jabu, but everything around Ice Cavern otherwise. And then a couple of standalone checks here and there, I'd imagine. Although I'm struggling to think of what off the top of my head. Hammer Rocks. We never saw Hammer Rocks in the end.
We might see that from SeYsEy here.
Mm-hmm.
Dins was in Child Spirit.
Did anybody bet Hammer Rocks? Probably not.
I love that I just bet GTG and now there's bets.
You reminded people.
GTG. Now they're just trying to limit my bet as much as possible. But then I still end up winning because of you know, the whole being subbed thing. So I'm in like the separate group.
Kayzo picking up the 20th skull here.
Yeah.
And a boss key, which is nice. Had a lot of trouble hitting that skull, though, to the point of menuing to equip bombs over bomb chews. After
Yeah.
missing with like 4 bomb chews.
We are betting for where the hover boots are.
Nobody's bet the first 2 checks in Shadow. That's also an option.
That is. It's very much so. We have no way of the heroes that are pointing to any of them. Except for maybe if you think Ruto's letter because of Strength 3, but Kokiri's sword was also Strength 3 locked, so... There you go. Flamingo's on fire. Bet first 2 checks in Shadow.
On it.
Let's see, what other options can we give people?
20 skulls? We haven't turned in 20 yet, I don't think.
No, because SeYsEy just got 18th, and Kayzo just got the 20th here in Spirit. Also, happy 2 hours, everybody. Simultaneous
bomb pickup.
bombs.
Yeah. It's wild that this is only 2 hours, honestly. It feels like basically exhausted options, and you realise they actually have quite a lot available.
Yeah.
They've not touched fire. For good reason, but they've not touched fire. Yeah, this is... There's a lot of potential here. There's a lot of places these hovers could be, and it could be, you know, we could be done in the next 2 to 3 checks, or it could be, you know, near enough another hour. Okay, so not bothering to open that chest. That one was hinted dead. Still have Skull Mask. We still have Skull Mask as an option. This has been such a wild seed the whole way, though. The fact that it started with them getting so many items and kind of still following this very thorough route through the early game, and then kind of getting nothing for it because the items they got were for all of their stone dungeons. And now it's kind of led to this, which is... Okay, you've got half the world open to you. Where's your one remaining item?
God.
So it'll be interesting to see if SeYsEy dips into training grounds here. Has been a little more thorough, especially through that child section just now. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't be too surprised to see it.
I hate these guys just make horseback archery look so easy.
Yeah, SeYsEy there was at like 1560 with 4 arrows left, and you're like, wait, you missed 1? 1? Hold up.
You got 160? Like... I'm over here just like, and I'm at like 1400 with 1 arrow left. Yeah, he's dipping in. Doesn't have Ferroris, so, I mean, this is definitely dipping in.
I mean, yeah, at this point you basically end up full clearing, right? Like, maybe not the toilet, but even then, probably just that as well?
Also, nice rupees from SeYsEy. I'm sorry, it had to be said.
Oh, yeah, no. Perfect. I guess the interesting question here is if you're SeYsEy and you find one item, you leave. Probably not, right?
I don't know. I mean, Kayzo's not what? Kayzo's not really in like a good spot. Kayzo's just gonna go do Deku after this. Maybe check the first 2 checks in Shadow before, because the easiest way to get to Temple of Time is by playing Nocturne.
Right, that's true, that's true. It's
So
interesting
Kayzo
that...
might. But...
It's interesting that, yeah, SeYsEy doing this now, though, is probably going to do all of it. Whereas Kayzo coming here, assuming hovers are here, Kayzo would just find the hovers and immediately leave. Like,
Yeah.
that'd be it. So it's again a potential time loss for SeYsEy here, but the potential time loss for Kayzo here is, you know, doing enough other stuff first that this gets left behind for ages.
Nice kill on all the Wolfos there. Just slaughtering a whole family.
I think they're called a pack.
I mean, that works too. Slaughtering a pack, slaughtering a family. Kayzo purposely going out of the way to kill that one Tektite in particular. Like...
Here on ZSR, we do not endorse animal cruelty, but it's fine. They're not wolves and spiders. They're Wolfos and Tektites. They're different things entirely.
Exactly. It's hard to say if Kayzo would go to GTG next. Kayzo's very much been on the road of push progression, push progression, push progression.
Right.
Like,
Yeah. Like, at the very least, Kayzo is probably full clearing Deku Tree right now.
yeah, I don't necessarily see Kayzo reversing and going GTG at this point.
Mm-hmm. There are 13 items in all of GTG.
I never count the items, I always count the keys.
Yeah, no, I always remember that the best 4 locations in the game on numbers, in terms of dungeons, are 14, 13, 12, 11 in order, and it's Temple, side dungeon, Temple, side dungeon, Spirit, Gerudo Training Grounds, Shadow, bottom of the well.
Wow. We are only missing the winter heart piece for meme percent. They seeing meme percent.
I mean, nobody's picked up the green rupee, and you know,
and nobody will, unfortunately.
very fortunately.
Take your pick.
The 2 types. Like...
Alright, yeah, no, we're not here in Spirit.
Nope, Spirit empty, and Training Ground's not looking great either right now.
Song of Time was in Sacred Forest Meadow,
True.
which was play the hero. Obviously, it was definitely for Storms because of Well, but you never know. Could be for GTG. Yeah, here's a Nocturne play for Kayzo. Will Kayzo dip into Shadow? Nope.
Not even reading the hint. We have still not seen that hint.
I don't think
So-
we will either.
In Kayzo's shoes, to be fair, Kayzo does not need that hint at this point. Kayzo has all of them, pretty much. Sometimes hints, but you don't generally care too much about those. Is where that hint is like, King Zora has the hover boots, and you're just like, really? Really? Oh, did we see that hint? Oh, neither can check that one.
I don't remember seeing that hint.
Yeah.
We haven't seen 20 skulls. Well, unless Kayzo just checked it and I was looking away at SeYsEy.
I think, yeah, that was 20 there for Kayzo. Whole lot of nothing.
There's another key. So we were missing 2 keys going in. So if there's 2 keys in the maze here, then toilet is an item.
I think SeYsEy... Oh, I was about to say SeYsEy got a shield back, but must have done that. Beat Deku on the way through, so...
Yeah. And yeah, here's a child for Kayzo going to Deku.
Makes sense. Makes sense. You gotta push that progression.
Yep. That's what we expected.
That does mean not finding the letter before this, so not turning in the letter during this. So yeah, the big payout for SeYsEy here would be hover boots in or around Ice Cavern.
Yep. And toilet is an item.
Ooh.
Wallet! Not needed for anything, but...
So SeYsEy equipped fire arrows there. Doesn't say much, just means wasteland on the way through. Be
Yeah.
interesting to see if he goes through to do the toilet first.
Yep.
Yeah, looks like it.
I mean, you know it's an item. You're not going to leave behind that one item.
At this point, yeah, being thorough, you just kind of have to be.
So yeah, SeYsEy has definitely been a lot more thorough than Kayzo has. If this is hovers, Kayzo's gonna get it. I think probably after Deku. I imagine GTG being a great play after Deku.
Yeah.
Or shortly thereafter.
Yeah, I'd
might
agree.
be Goron City, but
If that's the case, though, I think that gives SeYsEy an advantage, because if hovers are here, SeYsEy goes over to do Spirit, gets locked out, goes straight back as Child, because what else are you going to do at this point? Probably isn't thorough before that, and then gets Dins in Child Spirit and is just like, okay, cool, I can skip most of Spirit, just get the boss key, get the keys, go.
yeah.
Kayzo?
Not checking anything in Deku on the way?
That is a bold call. Are we
Like,
missing
literally not checking anything.
wait, hold up. Strengths were early in Ganon's, right? It was
There's
just
four-
open in
four-
Ganon's castle.
Forest trial in Ganon's.
Right.
And
Bottom of the
first
well,
check in
bomb
Forest
locked.
Temple.
Right, first check in forest. Bottom of the well, bomb locked, but you got bombs in there.
Yeah.
This isn't hover locked in any way. It's not like the strength locked.
Nope. GTG did not have it. Yeah. Tobias pointing out it's the right call to go mode this. There's nothing else that Kayzo's gonna find, but it's really weird.
Right, it's that distinction between a play being good in the situation and good in general. In this situation, this is good for Kayzo. But on the whole, I do not agree with it at all. This feels like a
No.
really bad play, generally speaking.
Like, imagine if the hovers were in Deku Tree. Like, this would be terrible for Kayzo.
Yeah. I don't get it. I'm honestly, I don't understand. I'm like, Is it something hoverlocked? Is there something that... Forest was hoverlocked. Was water? Where was the boss key in water?
Boss key was... I thought it was Compass Chest.
It was definitely early. It was they did the boss key chest and then they got it shortly after that. I remember that much. So I think it's one of the middle level ones. That would make sense. It would be one of the middle level ones, and they have long shot, so that's in. Like, it's not like if it's middle level, even if it's like the eye switch one, the block push, they have long shot to put that in. So. Yeah, this is...
I don't understand the play of go moding deck. Like that's a question I'm definitely wanting to ask Kayzo. Of why did you go mode Deku? Like, what was your thought process? Because you weren't in go mode.
Not in go mode and entirely in logic. Yeah.
So what's next for Kayzo then? Where does Kayzo go next? Like, skipping Child Goron City, skipping all of Child Deku, like... Is it just gonna be GTG here?
Yes, so?
That just seems really weird.
Deku Tree is... It's what, 6 checks? Didn't even open the basement!
Yeah, he didn't even open the chest in the basement. Like, he literally went in there and just go moded the whole thing. The song's not going to get you anything.
And it's Bolero's Serenade. He's seen a prelude hint. He has Song of Time as... yeah, he's missing Bolero and Serenade. One's in Ice Cavern, one's on Burning Kakariko. I don't get it. I really don't. What is happening?
I am very confused.
Yeah.
SeYsEy finally getting the 50 skull hit. 215, like...
Kayzo playing Requiem, so this does look like a play for Gerudo Training Grounds.
And ZeldaSpeedRuns won with the raid of 157.
Welcome everyone. We're in a hunt. We are in a hunt for the hover boots. I don't even know where to start with this race because it feels like it just took a sharp turn.
Yeah, it's been an interesting one, yeah.
Yeah, they've kind of been almost side by side for the first hour or so. And then there was this drastic shift where SeYsEy rushed Way of the Hero Ganons, while Kayzo played to progression. Kayzo got rewarded for that, but Kayzo just go-moded Medallion Deku and is still missing hovers. So their hints are exhausted. The logic it's all in logic.
And we know there was nothing else in Deku Tree, so obviously, like we're like, okay, that was the correct play from our side of seeing things, but it just really seems weird to skip the entirety of Deku Tree,
right?
And just rushing these. So it's very, very weird.
The Kokiri Sword was in Light Trial, but all of the strengths were very early. One was in Ganon's, and one was like the first check in Forest Temple. One was bottom of the well, hinted Way of the Hero. So yeah.
Alright, so here's SeYsEy realizing that it's child locked.
Right. Makes sense. So is SeYsEy going to immediately go to child? I would assume so. But that's kind of been the other big thing here is SeYsEy has been very thorough. Kayzo has taken a few more risks along the way.
I don't think SeYsEy's gonna... SeYsEy's mind is on Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
Makes
see
sense.
him doing anything else other than Spirit right now.
So we'll at least find the Dins in Child side.
Though SeYsEy, I think after Spirit would go Ice Cavern.
Probably. Did we see the first 2 checks in Shadow? No, I don't think
nobody's
so.
gone into Shadow yet. Well, Kayzo's the only one that can. Kayzo is
Right, has Dins.
fresh in
Yeah.
GTG, and SeYsEy is SeYsEy has to get Dins out of
Dins
Child
in.
Spirit first.
Which I think it probably makes sense for SeYsEy to then do Shadow.
Yeah,
Maybe even
maybe
even before Spirit.
No, I don't think so. Well, maybe.
The thing with
Like
Shadow is like you're doing the first 2 checks no matter what because you're looking for keys. But with Spirit, if you can go mode Spirit, it's so much quicker because you find 3 keys and a boss key and you're done.
Yeah, I could see that. So Kayzo's gonna miss some time here.
Mm-hmm. Dins is on the 2nd check in Child Side Spirit, so SeYsEy will be picking that one up pretty soon, along with the first key. I'm mostly curious to see A, where Kayzo goes after this, and B, whether SeYsEy ends up having to clear all of Spirit anyway, because I think those are kind of the 2 big turning points left at this stage. I think SeYsEy might have already turned in the letter. I didn't see it on the pause there, but I think did it after Deku?
SeYsEy has dropped off letter already. SeYsEy made a very specific trip just to go turn that letter in.
So yeah, the letter on outside Ganon's castle as well. Kayzo skipped that, which I understood that one a bit more. It was very much a you've got progression open, go do it, and Spirit is a lot of checks. Deku Tree was a lot of checks. Like, if you've got all these options open, yeah, just rush through. But then Kayzo rushed Child and then skipped the checks in Deku Tree. It's like, so now the letter's left behind, and Deku Tree's left behind.
I understand both plays, SeYsEy's side and Kayzo's side. SeYsEy in terms of getting Ruto's letter out from outside Ganon's castle versus Kayzo for not. SeYsEy went back to Ganon's castle with Strength 3 versus Kayzo, who got Strength 3 out of Ganon's, and the last check for Kayzo was the boss key. It was a lot easier for Kayzo to just warp to Spirit from that check in Ganon's castle than going and check outside Ganon's castle.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense for Kayzo. And like I said, it makes a lot of sense for SeYsEy to have gotten it from the fact of, having already had Strength 3.
Mm-hmm.
So it makes sense. But...
Oh, this is SeYsEy turning in Keaton, isn't it? As well?
No.
Is this just the fastest way through?
Well, they don't have Prelude, so...
Yeah.
They don't have Prelude, they don't have Serenade.
I wonder if SeYsEy will turn in Keaton during this, because we have not seen that now.
The way he's back walking now, you can tell he's checking skulls. He just got his 20th in Child Spirit.
Still being very thorough then. Or fairly thorough, I should say. I'm intrigued by this. This is just it feels like a very distinct. I kind of said coming in that, like, you know, these are two runners with different playstyles. This is kind of what I was expecting on that end, but not to this level. SeYsEy is a lot more thorough. Kayzo is the kind of player to take a lot more risks. But I didn't quite expect this.
Sign percent.
This way to Kakariko Village. Forest folk shall not leave these woods. Wouldn't that be amazing if, like, the signs were changed to just, like, this way, your check. This way, not your check.
You just read the sign outside of Kakariko Village, and the sign says, "This way to Way of the Hero."
It's like bottom of Zora River. This way to Hover Boots. Like, hold on.
You are already dead. What? We have not found the winner heart piece. Rated again! This time by ZeldaSpeedRuns is it _4? Did I see? Yes. We've been rated, what, 3 times?
Yeah. Maybe that's why this race feels longer than 2.5 hours in, and maybe it's the fact that it feels like they've done just about everything.
Yeah. And yet there's still several things they haven't done.
Yeah, still trekking on here.
We are still in a hover boots hunt.
Yeah, since we've known where everything except Hover Boots were, we've seen all of Spirit, and we've seen all of Deku Tree. We've seen all of Gerudo Training Grounds, and a couple of isolated checks around those. And we've seen 20 skulls turned in. And yeah, still no hovers, so the next option is, if it's not ice, fire, what else do you have if it's not those?
I'm really curious for what Kayzo does after this. Like, that's what I'm wondering. Where does Kayzo go next? Is what I'm wondering.
So the interesting part of it on Kayzo's side, I think, is in terms of number of checks, your best option is probably fire. But you've also got a very high chance that you're going to get hover locked out of fire.
Yeah.
So yeah, Kayzo is definitely in a difficult spot at this point. And if the next play is to go back to Deku Tree, then I'm just...
Yeah, if Kayzo goes back Deku Tree, I'm questioning things.
Yeah, at that point it's 100% a mistake, but
currently the bet is turned off. We had a bet going for hovers. We're still not sure where they are, but the bet's already closed. They have none of them have been into Fire Temple. They haven't checked the first 2 checks in Shadow. Ice Cavern hasn't been checked, but Kayzo needs Ruto's letter from the outside Ganon's Castle Ferry. They know that Zora's Fountain is foolish, as well as Jabu Jabu. So if that Ruto's letter is required, it is only for Ice Cavern. So Kayzo's like slightly ahead in the fact that he's done with Spirit already, but that could change depending on where these hovers are. This is very much not over.
Right, for every check they go through not finding the hovers, Kayzo's lead is slipping away because missing out on that letter, eventually you're getting to the point where it's more likely it's in Ice Cavern than not. And at that point, SeYsEy has the edge. Not to mention, SeYsEy's been a bit more thorough on the way through and has checks, so anytime they get to the point where Kayzo's suddenly doubling back and having to go kind of cover tracks he's already done,
Yeah.
that's an advantage for SeYsEy. That's like an extra little bit of time save there.
Yeah, like I said, just in general, I'm so curious where Kayzo goes after this. Like, this is going to be interesting. Do they also still have items left in Water Temple?
I think so. Yeah, I don't think we ever saw Dark Link from either player, at least. So there's something on that path.
I know they still have checks left. I wasn't sure how many keys versus items they found.
There has to be, yeah, at least. Because they got, what was it? They got a check on the boss key chest. It was a blue key. Which means there's one key maximum between... This is fire. This is a play for fire.
Safe
yeah,
would have been quicker, but...
Yeah. Well, maybe not from inside.
That's
GTT,
true.
But then... Yeah. But, yeah, they get one maximum key after Dark Link. So there's at least one check there. I don't know if it's more than that, but it's at least one in water, which would suck. But, you know, Season 4, GTG had nothing. So it's got to be Dark Link. That's how it works. Although they did rush bottom of the well without ZL or bombs. Oh, no, sorry, without bombs. They had ZL. And then, of course, got bombs.
2 bomb bags as well.
And instead, we're getting deep fire, it looks like.
Not even necessarily deep fire, just fire.
Yeah, actually, deep fire might be ruled out pretty quickly. We'll see if there's a hoverlock.
Yeah, that is the really good thing about going in here without hover boots and that being your go mode. Because if you find that boss key early and you get key locked out, like, you know you're hover locked. And you don't even have to go fight Vavagia.
Right, like, these first 3 checks have to have a key, and then between the first 3 and then the next 2 added in, you have to have 3 keys. And if one of those is your boss key instead, and Vavagia has the key, well, logically you need hover boots to do this.
This is such an interesting race, and I'm loving it.
You know those nerves have got to be kicking in on both sides as well, though, at this point. Like, those one-item hunts that just go on forever are terrifying. I guess it's not been that long that it's been a one-item hunt for SeYsEy, but long enough to start being scary. SeYsEy had the opposite problem as well of, my opponent could have got this ages ago if I just rushed Colossus for the song. You know, it was Way of the Hero. We had every reason to come over here. Alright, first key for Kayzo. The Zavos are not playing nice today. SeYsEy is really consistent with that, like, fast let go on the block. Alrighty. Kayzo looking for another key here, and... Nope. Well, not quite.
Last but
So-
we're still not completely hover locked out yet, though.
Right, not quite yet, but these next two need to be small keys for
Yeah,
Kayzo
both
to...
of them need to be keys. You still check both of them even if you get one item, because the other could just be... no, one. It would have to be a boss key. Unless Kayzo got it while I quickly looked away for something.
No, Kayzo doesn't have boss key. Yeah.
Okay.
Kayzo... There has to be two keys here. Kayzo needs them both to be small.
Yes. One of them is guaranteed to be small, I think. One of them could be boss. There's one small.
Alright. Guaranteed one out the way. And... We've also got SeYsEy having to make a decision soon, because after Twin Rover, SeYsEy kinda has a little more open than Kayzo did.
Yeah, I really wonder if SeYsEy is gonna push the ice cavern though.
I think Ice Cavern makes a lot of sense. I think the other thing that I want to see at some point is one of them bipping Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
Small
the key.
They keep going.
Off we go.
It's nerve-wracking right now.
So now you have two more checks, and you need one small key. And then that one opens up one more check that you need one small key. And again, if at any point that key is replaced with a boss key, that's it, you're hover locked.
Medium fire, here we go. Not quite to deep fire yet. We're heading to mid fire.
So what do you have? You have like early fire, medium fire, deep fire, deepest fire. Like, medium fire is lower maze, deep fire is upper maze, deepest fire is like highest Goron, compass chest, and hammer chest. I remember someone pointing out forever ago, and I've never been able to unthink it, the fact that the highest Goron is not actually the highest Goron in terms of the geography of the temple. If you think about the positioning of where the highest Goron is, it's lower than the one in the upper maze.
Wait, what?
So think you come out from the upper maze at the top level, you jump down and then back up to get to where the highest Goron is, but then you drop down to check the highest Goron, so it's lower than the upper maze Goron.
I hate that. Please stop. It's a key. We keep going. Oh, we're checking Shadow. We're checking Shadow.
I've seen the Shadow dip. Okay. I can't remember who pointed that out now, but yeah, like someone pointed that out once. I hate it. This is. I still call it highest Goron though. Still.
My brain hurts. Please stop. Ah, there's another key.
So you're not hovers locked yet.
We keep going.
You need one more, and there are now 4 checks to do that in.
Yeah, there's a lot still open now. I wasn't sure if Kayzo was like gonna just go straight through. Like Kayzo almost looked like he had to think about it for a second.
I actually
First
like going straight through if you're looking for boss key, but like...
Piece of heart. First check in Shadow was nothing. Like, I'm not rooting for one over the other, but like, I really want to know where these are.
Oh, this is incredible though. Yeah, like, I'm at the point where I'm like, I'm not biased in any way. I'm just like, I just want to see the hover boots. Every check, I'm like, I hope this is hovers. Doesn't matter who's doing it.
Right? Here's another check right here for SeYsEy.
And is it vanilla? No.
Nope. Okay, so it wasn't first 2 checks in Shadow.
So the other thing, like we say here, is that's not a big time loss for SeYsEy on the grounds that Kayzo is doing those rooms either way. Like, you're doing those regardless of where the hovers are. The time loss would be walking back in, but it takes a while to walk out of there as well, so...
So where does SeYsEy go? What is he doing next? Oh, getting Burning
Song
Cat.
is Bolero. That
Oh,
might
that
push
might
him to
push
fire.
him to fire.
But that also pushes you to ice. That's the best walk for either of those.
A save quit's better for him for ice. He's going to ice. He just equipped Blue Fire, yeah.
Alright, we have a divergence. We have the split going. Another
Here's
key for
what we're finding
Kayzo.
out.
You keep going. So Kayzo now has the key to get to the next area.
Rush
Will
ice,
logically
rush ice.
need a key for the other 2 checks over that way.
It's also funny. It's a vanilla serenade.
Oh, it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
100% useless. Well, at this stage, I
I want to
guess.
go back to water. Do you imagine going back to water at this point?
Dark Link. It could always be Dark Link. Who is winning? We have no idea at this point.
There is no winning player right now.
Whoever
no one-
finds the hover boots is winning. That's literally it.
Yeah, neither of them are in the lead over each other. It's literally comes down to who finds hovers first. There's key.
There's your keys. Keep going. So now the other 2 checks are in logic. You are not hover locked.
Oh god, I kind of want hovers to be on Vopagia just for the irony.
Ooh.
It's not on King Zora. There's still one more key. One more small key.
Mm-hmm.
Did Kayzo do Pierre?
Ah?
I don't think so.
No.
Why are you checking that in SeYsEy? I mean, I guess makes sense.
Right, if that was a sometimes hint for, like, Hammer Chest having hovers, you'd be like, I guess I'm going fire.
That key! Pierre's an item! Or the boss key.
Everything left here is a check.
Yep. Well, there's a boss key and an item left.
Right.
Sorry, boss key and 2 items because of Vopagia.
Mm. Did Kayzo actually... So Kayzo doesn't have Pierre, but like... Oh no, Kayzo at least set up Pierre, right? Because it was the Goron Lullaby.
Yeah, Kayzo said it as child.
Yeah.
I wasn't paying attention because that was when the whole like hook
Double
shot
hook.
followed by long shot followed,
Yeah.
and we were too busy talking about Kayzo going and killing that one tech type in particular.
And then suddenly
literally
going...
Yeah.
Yeah, going from no hook shot to I'll beat water while I'm here.
Yeah,
Which
and we're like, oh,
was
going to water.
incredible.
No, going to clear water. What?
But the thing is that I feel like Kayzo should at least, and probably does know, Pixel Shot, and didn't even do that.
Siberian, we have the water medallion for SeYsEy.
Oh.
That bombs.
Nothing there. No. Moving on.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you just keep going. You fall here, you just don't care. Next
Oh
one.
my god. Yeah. Siberian's just as invested into where these hovers are. Alright, Megaton Hammer Chest. We've got 2 checks over here for SeYsEy. Like,
Oh, this is so...
Nut!
Not that! Leaving.
Oh, no, why are you
Leaving! Volvagia's in logic! You have hammer, you can jump there from the Goron!
Yeah, big keys, boss keys on Pierre.
He didn't... Oh, BK on Pierre didn't do pixel shot and has just gone, this isn't worth it, I'm out.
Oh no. If
Kayzo is going to be panicking right now. Gotta be
Right.
hard panicking.
So
After the
if that route
string
is
play?
required, there's only one check left. And you know SeYsEy's going fire after this. There's no reason that he wouldn't.
It's that or Overworld, right?
I don't even think he has too much overworld left.
Skull Mask.
Exactly.
Skull Mask.
That's the thing. SeYsEy has been so thorough in everything that he's done. He's been very particular about clearing things along the way.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. SeYsEy, come on. So Kayzo doing these two checks now.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously not gonna find them.
We have water. Water's an option.
We still have water. I don't see SeYsEy going back to water, especially not after recently getting Bolero. I mean, obviously he's gonna get Serenade here, but I see there's way more checks in fire.
Right. Well,
And I know
yeah.
SeYsEy confirmed Pierre as adult. Bomb blowing up the ice.
Alright, Kayzo, what's your play?
This is Nocturne.
Okay,
that's
that's
the easiest.
probably Temple of Time then.
Alright. Last check in ice. What is it? A bottle?
Just the fish.
Rusho's letter not required. Oh.
Alright, another Nocturne?
Oh, what is SeYsEy doing?
Is this going child?
That's a weird one.
SeYsEy has already done Child Goron City. If SeYsEy goes Child, it's Skull Mask. I'm pretty sure at this point.
Yeah.
I really do not think there's anything else.
Kayzo playing Eponas.
Kayzo still hasn't done Hammer Rocks, right? Did Kayzo do that on the way out of Gerudo Training Grounds earlier? This might be Hammer Rocks.
I don't think so.
Water.
No, because Kayzo warped straight out from the middle of GTG.
Right.
And
so this
reverse wastelanded.
This is probably a play towards Lake, and was
he's
going to do Hammer Rocks on the way, but has opted against it.
Is this a water play?
It's either water, Scarecrow, or both.
Going for Scarecrow. Just got the Bolero. He's going to get Scarecrow so that way he can go get Pierre.
I think you've got to do water while you're here, though. Not having Serenade, you're not coming back here.
No!
What is... Yeah,
SeYsEy hasn't realized that Shadow 2 was a key.
Oh. That's,
Kayzo also never did diving in the lab. Oh,
right, yeah. Okay, fair.
SeYsEy.
SeYsEy did do this, right? We did see diving in the lab from SeYsEy.
Yes.
Yes, SeYsEy can just literally look down, see 0 keys right now, and be like, hold on.
No. SeYsEy hadn't realized this
Any
has to be-
moment. No. No, it's not happening. So in water, yeah, they didn't do Central Pillar, they didn't do Dragon, and then yeah, Darklink River. And I
Yeah.
think we saw... So I know we saw a check on the Bosky chest. And I think we saw one more in there as well. Oh, not punished. So I think there's 2 checks left in water.
And this is water for Kayzo. You're already out here. You don't have Serenade. You don't have Rutos to go to Ice Cavern to get Serenade. It makes a lot of sense to go into water right now.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
'Cause
If you're
then-
coming to Lake, you're doing water.
Because then once you're finished there, you can just bail by playing Bolero. Oh, where is this?
I really think
And here's SeYsEy playing Bolero.
this looks like an advantage for Kayzo right now, but it's...
Only slightly.
Yeah,
Again, it really just depends.
it's 2 checks versus 1. SeYsEy doing something that Kayzo's already done means that it's bad for SeYsEy, basically.
Yeah, but Kayzo's gonna go through Water Temple here, and if not finding it here, then still has to go back into Fire and climb back up to Pierre.
Right.
Plus, if it is on Skull Mask, does Kayzo do that over going back to Deku? And doing,
Maybe
like,
at that point. Maybe at that point, but... That's, That would be a big call to make if you've got all of Deku Tree open. So, like, what, 6 checks? Because they got Goma, at least. So you have, like, 6 checks in Deku Tree. And you choose to go for Skull Mask?
Yeah,
That is a big call.
and that could help push SeYsEy ahead. Because SeYsEy might go Water after this, having Serenade. It's so hard.
The other thing is if Kayzo goes to do the Ganon's Castle Fairy and finds Letter, then that puts off Skull Mask that little bit longer because you're like, well, I guess no, you need to go Child, turn it in anyway, so you probably then go straight to Skull Mask, which probably follows into Deku Tree for Kayzo. The Letter was outside Ganon's Castle and Kayzo went from the Bosky chest and then played Requiem to beat Spirit, so it's kind of just been isolated over there.
If Kayzo goes to check that after this, though, that could be a concern. He's just... Here comes River.
This is incredible. We are literally down to like, what, 5
This is
checks?
the last thing that Song of Time could be Way of the Hero for. And
Oh
it was!
my
Oh,
God.
there it is!
Oh, wow.
Song of Time was in fact Way of the Hero in Sacred Forest Meadow.
Good old Water Temple, Dark Link Loop. Jeez.
Shoutouts to Shadow Warrior for winning the bet with Deep Water. That's Go Mode for Kayzo.
That is, yeah, pretty much it done then, because SeYsEy has done the first 2 checks of Shadow, but
So is Kayzo.
would have to... Oh, did Kayzo do that earlier as well? Oh,
Yep,
of course,
Kayzo
yeah,
did
no, yeah,
then.
I did that after Fire, yeah. So yeah,
So-
I guess...
It's GG for Kayzo. This will be... Wow.
Ridiculous.
Having to go into the first medallion dungeon you completed.
Oh, that was actually their first medallion, wasn't it? Yeah, I didn't even consider.
Yep. Water was their very first medallion.
Also,
And then going-
the way the hero hints will point to Storm still. It was just that, yeah, in this situation, both were way of the hero. So you don't actually know which one the hint is pointing towards. Oh, say no. I've done this, you just have to fall and I don't think you can even backflip up.
God, if this is a double Sacred Forest Wave of the hero instead of, say, like Desert Colossus or Well.
Oh, it is a
like,
wildly different race, yeah.
Especially considering Well, they had already done before they had the Way of the Hero hint.
Yeah. And like I was going to say, it pushed them to Ganna's Castle, but so did A, Ganna's Castle, Way of the Hero, and B, having Strength 3. That tends to push you into Ganna's Castle pretty quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Kayzo did have the better play in terms of being able to full clear Ganon's Castle the first time through versus SeYsEy, who went 3 times.
Yeah. Yeah,
SeYsEy
Kayzo pushing the progression earlier was definitely really valuable for him. But then obviously we have some questions about them.
That deck play was an interesting one.
This has been really fun though. This has been a really, really good race. From the early here are all of your items, go do dungeons. Oh whoops, none of your dungeons are medallion. To where on earth is their first hook shot? Oh, it was on, you had to plant a bean in lake for the first hook. And the second one. Over to, hover boots can be in half the world, and both of them did half the world before finding the hover boots. Yeah, this has been a really, really fun race. Lots to talk about, which is fun.
Sorry, I just realized an issue here. Because that link that was sent out regarding volunteers, that is the wrong link.
Oh.
That is the old volunteer application. So I was like, wait a second.
And I guess to double down on that though, yeah, so the restream for the weekly races, which, are kind of the easy way into the community and into the racing scene for a lot of people, is off tonight because of there's a ton of tournament races, and yeah, so on the one hand, we're glad that people are watching, and we love that people are enjoying everything that's happening to the point that we can get all these restreams, we can get all the people on these. On the other hand, if you like what you're seeing, consider volunteering to help out with actually getting them going.
There's the current application. And that's for if you want to volunteer for either commentary, if you want to volunteer for either commentary or tracking.
And I guess on that note, we'll mention a big shout out here to Chaos6 and Siberian, who are doing the tracking today. Is Siberian also restreaming?
Yes.
Doubling
Siberian
down on that volunteer GC, yeah. It's always really interesting to me with the volunteer side of things, because I started off tracking, and that was kind of my I'll do tracking while I learn the game and I don't know what I'm talking about. And then as soon as I did commentary once, I was like, I'm way better at commentary than I am tracking. Like, I'm bad at keeping focus, but I'm good at talking. Seems
Yeah,
all
when
kinds of different people for volunteering. Oh, SeYsEy.
when
Sorry,
I
you were
first started
gonna
out, I had actually applied for both, but I applied for both before there was an actual application, so I never had to do the commentary video.
Right.
But I got both commentator and tracker, and I remember.
Kayzo! What? What did I just watch? Kayzo! If that hadn't worked! If that hadn't worked, if you'd fallen there! Oh my god.
I wasn't prepared. I was not prepared.
Kayzo, what the hell? Oh my.
Oh my lord. Okay.
Where were we? Where were we?
I wasn't for
Nice, very late for Roswind. Useless.
very helpful for Roars. Thanks. Oh my lord. Okay. Sorry. I wasn't prepared for that. So yeah, I applied for both and I got both. But I was like assigned tracking over and over and over and over again. And I'm like, I really want to commentate. So I was really excited when my first time to commentate finally came through.
Yeah, I think I started both during season 2, but I tracked some of the qualifiers, the ones that I wasn't playing in during that time, and then started commentating during the bracket race. And I went through this very quick progression of I'm going to do tracking to learn what I'm doing, and then I'm going to do commentary and I can talk about everything. And then I got the logic wrong in one race on commentary, and I was like, I'm going to learn all the logic in the entire game so that I don't do this again. And then there's this very quick progression from I'm completely new to this whole thing to I am going to understand everything.
There's the clip.
And pixel shot. 3 hours in, you gotta just show off if you can, right?
Ah, that was funny. Okay, so Kayzo on the way to finish. Well, find the last key. Do we have a boss key yet? I don't know. I honestly haven't been paying attention.
No idea. No, Shadow Temple happened, and that means we gotta entertain people because Shadow Temple sure isn't.
Well, and I also like had to go find the volunteer link,
right? And that, and
then die laughing. Ah, that was funny. Thanks, Kayzo. I appreciate it.
Ridiculous. Well, looks like they got the boss key because, yep, Kayzo is straight out of there with that key. I was going to say, actually, the other big thing with volunteering right now that we didn't mention is there's a lot of demand right now because of the tournament, but there will also be a lot of demand immediately after the tournament because the consistent pattern is people do loads and loads and loads while the bracket is going on because there's so many matches that after the bracket's done, everyone's like, okay, I need a break. And suddenly there's nobody to do the weeklies.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and it's always nice to see, fresh faces. We appreciate every single volunteer we get. I mean, these restreams wouldn't happen without the volunteers, commentators, trackers, restreamers. Like, it's all volunteer based, and it's a lot of fun.
right.
You see fun moments like that, and get to try to commentate, or just die laughing. That works too.
It's also kind of one of those nice, like, it feeds itself kind of things. Like, we do the light stuff for this, and then people watch this, get involved in the community, and then become trackers and commentators to bring new people in and do more restreams, and it just kind of, you know, keeps fueling itself. Because obviously, over time, some other people are gonna have real life come up. People are gonna have to leave the community for whatever reason. Need to keep people coming in to keep it going.
And then eventually you find out that your internet's good enough and you restream and suddenly everyone hates you for rolling bad seeds.
It just feels like the more prominent you get in the volunteer pool, the less you're liked. The commentators have the commentator's curse. Trackers can do no wrong.
Yeah, everyone loves the trackers. If you're tracking, everyone loves you. Tracking is a great way if you're kind of starting out, you're not as well versed in the rando. It's a really good way to learn it, because you're watching what's going on. You're literally just clicking the items when they get it. Chat helps you out if you happen to miss one. Commentators will make a comment on something if you happen to miss one, or you just listen to them. Okay, and this runner found this item, or this runner found that. And since it's really, really easy to be a tracker and just kind of see how it goes, you get to watch the match, you get to learn a lot. And like we said, everyone loves the trackers. The trackers are like the unsung heroes of our restreams. Anyone that comes in here can quickly pop in, look at the trackers and see where they are. So like, if you're a tracker out there, we love you. We really appreciate all the work that you do every single time we do one of these streams. And it's a lot of fun. It's really fun to kind of get to know people and know who people are and just help in that regard. Your voice doesn't have to be heard. You literally just kind of sit in the background and chill.
The other thing is that, like I say, I started off, I did like tracking 2 or 3 times and then moved to commentary and then got like little bits of logic wrong, but it was kind of confusing logic. It was Spirit Temple. It was first magic in Spirit Temple. So it was awful. But, it was both hook shots in Spirit Temple locking magic. But only one of them did, and the other was magic locked. Spirit Temple, nobody expects you to know Spirit Temple logic on commentary. That's never an expectation. The other thing is, though, chat will help with a lot of things. Chat will point stuff out, and also you'll have a co-commentator who can point stuff out. You know, even the best people will get things wrong. There is so much to miss that everybody will get stuff wrong sometimes, and the best thing on commentary is just knowing when you go, oh yeah, that was my mistake, move on. And like, oh yeah, I got that one wrong, whoops. So they did this, continue. The best way to do that and to learn the logic on the way is by watching and listening to other people talking about it. So tracking is a good way to do that, commentary is a good way to do that, and just being in chat is a good way to do that.
No, SeYsEy.
I know. I thought he might have got the hit in there at the end, but just missed it.
I like that one. You learn so much about logical tracking, and if you watch anyway, you might as well press some buttons.
Kayzo forgot to Temple of Time!
Oh no!
So just as a quick update for people who don't know in these settings, the Ganon's Castle boss key, you are required to get all 6 medallions, and then go to the Temple of Time. What would be the light arrow cutscene from the vanilla game gives you your boss key. No Prelude of Time means, or Prelude of Light, that one, means that you're not going to go to the Temple of Time, and Kayzo just walks straight past it.
Oh my god, could you imagine if this was a closer race and that's what lost Kayzo the race?
If this was SeYsEy beating Bongo right now, that would be huge. That would be...
Yeah. Oh my lord, that could have been a huge difference. Obviously, it's not the case, but you know.
Yeah.
And here's
Also,
the water.
What wasn't the story with the seed? Like, at this point, I would say, for anyone joining now, the best thing to do is wait until the interview, because we are going to have a lot. I hope, actually, I will say now, these two are both part of the French community. I know a lot of the French runners are very nervous about their English, so won't join for interviews. I hope these runners join, because this has been an absolute blast. This race, like, there is so much to talk about, and oh wow, like, yeah.
I do know that it's always fun to interview the runners afterwards, so it's always helpful when they come in and we can just talk about the seed.
Mm-hmm. SeYsEy is going to get hovers before Kayzo finishes, it looks like.
I still think this seed in general would have been a really great Frogs 2 seed.
I mean, anything
Like,
is better than a river chest. Beans required.
Oh yeah, that's the best part of the seed, was the beans required. A hard required magic bean.
Yeah.
I think that's the best part of the entire seed. So all that lovely talk of volunteering and talking about stories and stuff. I'll link the forum once more for people that want to sign up for volunteering. I definitely highly recommend it. I don't know if the link has been changed or not, but I guess Siberian's checking. But I still highly recommend it. For commentators, there is a video that we ask you to kind of provide your commentary over. But if you've provided commentary on like another channel, I know we have like Scrub Central, there's the Silver Gauntlets, or just in general, maybe for like a different Zelda game, and you've commentated for, say, like Majora's Mask or Minish Cap or Wind Waker, you know, all the other stuff that happens in ZSR. If you have a video of you providing commentary over some form of restream, you can just link us to that video instead. You don't have to create a new video. We are okay with looking at commentary from other games as well. We really just kind of want to get to know your commentary style, so.
Right, I don't know how much, I don't know how much it's changed since I first applied. Probably a lot. But traditionally it was always very much a focus on the style and the microphone quality. Like, a basic level of understanding. It's kind of the standard thing that you'll hear a lot is, if somebody applies to do commentary and tracking and they're relatively new to the game, they'll probably do tracking more so, because then that gives you the chance to learn more. But you can learn more. You know, you can't learn, like, if your mic is bad, you can't learn your mic better. That's not an option. So focuses on the stuff that can't change too much.
That is kind of sad for SeYsEy, hitting go mode as Kayzo's fighting Ganon.
Right. On the one hand, yeah, SeYsEy is gonna probably feel bad about not being in the tournament anymore. And on the other hand, I can't feel too bad about this one. It is a terrible location, and yeah, SeYsEy played it well. SeYsEy played it really, really well. It just didn't work out in his favor. I'm gonna say you can't see this on the restream. They have their own cameras up. Kayzo with the pop off there, like there was a proper pop off at that point.
There we have it. 3:12:26 for Kayzo. Welcome in,
We are
GG's.
joined. Hello, GG's.
Hey, thanks.
GG Kayzo.
And GG's. Oh my god.
Where do we even start with that, Seed? Where? So you got a ton of items in the early game that did nothing. Like, oh, you got the boomerang, you've got the hammer, you've got like, I don't even remember what else at the scale, and it's like, oh great, they can probably finish a medallion dungeon with everything they've got, you know, just like DC or fire or something, and no, just
No,
stones all over the place. Like,
Yeah, then we see the stones. It's like, okay, maybe not.
So for the first, I want to say hour or so, you basically made the same plays. You were doing very, very similar things. Maybe very slightly different orders. You know, valley into lake or lake into valley. But pretty much back to back for a good hour, if not more. Through Water Temple. So I guess that's the next thing, is you both got that at pretty much the same time. The hook shots?
Come on. Boss hook shot at the lake, come on. And being required, come
Required, yeah.
on. Come on. Who rolled this?
That would be Siberian.
I did.
Yeah.
Do I have to hide?
No, that's funny. Don't worry.
Thankfully, it gave you the scale early, good warp, like save quit location as child for it anyway. So even if you did leave, getting back to the beans was easy enough. So yeah, you both went through water, went through forest, and then the first big split that I kind of want to ask about is, SeYsEy, instead of going to forest, you went into Ganon's castle first, and
Yeah.
for the way of the hero, I guess.
No, because I totally forgot about forest at the moment. Like
Oh.
when I grabbed hook shot, I was like, okay, I can do forest. Then I grabbed long shot right after this, and I was okay. Let's do water then. And during water, I was like, okay, I'm going to forest after that. And I finished water. I look at my medallion, and I see then I had two, and my brain just fucked up, and I told myself, oh my god, I can do Ganon's castle. So let's do this, and totally forgot about forest at the moment.
Right.
Oh.
Okay. That
So-
makes sense.
And got half punished with strength 3 in forest. That's too bad, but I guess that's my fault.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it makes sense when you say it. It's one of those things where, yeah, it just so happened it was kind of punished in this seed. And that was kind of where the big divergence started, because Kayzo, you made a real play toward aggression at every opportunity from that point on. You went straight over to the desert and picked up the song. You went into spirit, saw that you couldn't do any further. Immediately child, immediately spirit again. And just kind of really rushed that. To the point of, and I think this is probably our biggest question here, is you go-moded Deku Tree?
Yeah, I felt so much behind for whatever reason. The cookie sword in Ganon Castle made me think, well, I'm late. So I wanted to try to gamble it, and I don't know, it works. I don't know, for some reasons.
Like,
we were very confused. All of a sudden, we just see you go dins down, ground jump,
Yeah.
dins down. We're like, you didn't even check the basement chest. Like, what is he doing? We were so confused.
I know you were asking that, but I feel so much behind. Come on. I wanted to gamble it.
I'm more importantly than that, I guess, what was your towards the end where you're going through, you know, Fire Temple, and you're like, at that point you must have had as many checks in Deku Tree as out of it.
Yeah. But I suddenly remember after I've got Song of Time Way of the Hero, maybe at Meadow, and I wanted to try the last location, the last check in the water, and pretty much work for some reason.
So I
Come
guess
on.
flipping back to SeYsEy's side of this, and to give you some info here, Kayzo, I assume you've both spoken a little bit after the race, but one of the other big divergences there was because of that forest play. SeYsEy, when you went back to Ganon's and got the Strength 3, you walked out to do the OGC Fairy as well, and got the letter. And I mean, how high on... obviously, Ice Cavern, the song's useless, Fountain is foolish, Jabu is foolish. How much is that weighing on your mind at that point? It's like 4 checks, but the further you go, it's getting worse and worse, right? Yes.
Yeah, well, at that time when I went to Ice Cavern, I felt really behind because of those mistakes about forest and also delaying crossing the desert. I felt really behind. So I was like, okay, Ice Cavern I think is my only chance at that point. So I decided to do this over fire or water. I think it was better for me, but yeah, it didn't pay out.
I mean, for what it's worth, we were saying basically the same thing. We were like, if hovers are in Ice Cavern, this is over, pretty much. But then at that point, it was if hovers are in fire, then it was Kayzo's win immediately, and obviously the result was neither of those. It has to be worse.
Worse and worse. 1 item left in water, and of course it's Zilvers. Come on. Ugh.
Like, that seed kind of felt like it had everything, in a way. Tons of items early, but the last location, hunt for your go mode, and the double hook shot was just wild. Incredible, that one.
even just trying to hunt down the 50 skulls hint, like...
Yeah.
Just waiting for that hint to show up. You're like, where is it? Do I have to be getting 50 skulls or not? And then finally it showed up over in desert, and it's like, okay, there it is.
What a relief.
Kayzo, you also killed me with your hovering in Shadow Temple.
The fan room, yeah.
Yeah, it was the fan.
Oh my lord, I died. Like...
On the left, on the right, on the left, and on the right.
I think we were like trying to be all wholesome and talking about like our volunteer experience and trying to get people to like sign up to be volunteers, and then all of a sudden we see this and we're like, what the hell's going on?
Oh, this, yeah. Jeez. This, honestly, it was an amazing race to watch. It feels like you had 2 very different playstyles, but knew each other. You both did chickens. That was the other thing we haven't mentioned, actually. Both of you,
Yeah, chickens.
both of you from the lake, you land in front of the market as it's just turned to day, and you both just turn around and go do chickens.
Yeah.
Is that a metagame call? Is that you two having, like, knowing each other's playstyles to some extent? Like, what was the decision on both ends there?
I just wanted to do the well, since we had Song of Storms, Way of the Hero. So, and I always do chickens when I'm in CAC at day, so I just did chicken at that time. But I wanted to do the well before going adult.
Yeah, and from my side, before the race, I had some French people always tell me, "But do chickens! Come on, man!" And this time it paid off.
15% Way of the Hero in this. Yeah. Yeah, it was interesting with the well.
Go ahead.
I was going to say with the well, we weren't so sure because obviously going in there without explosives. Finding your first bomb bag there was pretty nice. Finding the second one there was definitely...
That was surprising, the second one.
No, I was to say the going up Ganon's castle without the boss key.
That was a thing, yeah.
We said that if this was a different race and SeYsEy was like beating Bongo at that time, this would have been a much different situation.
True. That would be much closer.
Yeah. But both of you played tremendously well, and those hover boots, like every check you guys were doing, because you were doing different checks, for a good chunk of it. We're just like, where are they? Where are they? Like, not
Yeah.
rooting for one over the other. We're just like, find them. And both of you did a fantastic job throughout this seed. Like, GG's to the both of you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
So I guess, yeah, the other thing to mention here then is, sadly, that does mean SeYsEy is out of top 32. I'm sure you've said before, happy to just get to top 32, so absolutely incredible achievement there. Kayzo going on to face, we got more, look, we mentioned this before, but the French community are just like taking each other out, which mostly goes to show just how many players from the French community made it into top 32. But your next match is against one of Marco or Redrim.
Yeah.
I guess thoughts on those two. I imagine some very strong thoughts on at least one.
That will be a good match. Either of them will be a good match.
Definitely looking forward to that, yeah. That's very much felt like a tale of two playstyles today. One slightly more risky and one very thorough. And I feel like the gambles paid out a little more today. The skipping Deku Tree definitely felt like the gamble, but
that will be
in
the first
general.
and the last time I've ever done this. Come on.
But yeah, congratulations again. Great race, both of you.
Thanks, GG
Thank
SeYsEy.
you. Yeah, GG Kayzo.
Thanks.
And I think it's time to wrap this up. Give both of our runners, SeYsEy and KayzoBro, a shout out and make sure to follow them. Thank you, Jason, Alani, and Yoshikyon for commentating. And don't forget my co-tracker, ChaosX. And for next up on ZSR, during the next 24 hours, we have quite a few restreams planned. The next one is at 7 PM EST, the Twilight Princess Any Percent Tournament Seeding Race. At 10 PM EST, we have the Zelda 2 Randomizer Weekly Race. Tomorrow at 9 AM EST, we have the Ocarina of Time Standard Weekly EU. Followed by, at the same time, 9 AM EST, we have another bracket match. It's Felix versus Supal. I will be there again. At 1 PM EST tomorrow, we have the Ocarina of Time Championship Series Season 3. Also at 1 PM EST, we have a Skyward Sword Randomizer Winter Tournament Seeding Race. At 2 PM EST, another bracket match starts. It's loser bracket round 2, Dylan Meeble versus Bonnaroo. Also at 2 PM
You'll see me again at that time.
Yeah, we have a few matches within the next 24 hours. We have the Minish Cap Randomizer Weekly Race at 2 PM EST tomorrow. And finishing up the Sunday at 7 PM EST with a Twilight Princess Any Percent Tournament Seeding Race. For more Zelda content, check our schedule. As soon as new matches get put on the schedule when the runners of the current Ocarina of Time bracket get their matches. What was the word again? Submitted into the... that was it. Get the races submitted. And now, as the Ocarina of Time NA Weekly does not have a restream, we will still rate one of the runners in there. He's a long-time viewer of ZSR, Polyganon. And with do you have anything else you want to say?
All good.
No, I think that's everything. GG to Kayzo and SeYsEy, and Kayzo, best of luck as you continue on.
Thanks for the restream though, and the commentary.
Yeah, thank you everyone.
And with that, see you next time on ZSR.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.